This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
No way.
From the We're Back Studios of Arizona, WWE merged with the UFC. What's that mean for the fans? UFC 287 Fight Week. Let's go. We are back on the MMA. Yes! Yes!
Wonderful, wonderful.
Welcome back, MMA Holes. We're here, we're live, we're wonderful, wonderful on a Monday night. How's everyone doing in the chat? Hopefully you're wonderful, wonderful as well. Ladies and gentlemen, a big news dropped early today about the WWE merging with the UFC. That is the truth. That is happening. That has happened. And we're going to discuss tonight how it affects you. How does it affect the UFC? How does it affect the WWE? We're going to talk about it tonight on our show. So it's good to be here, and it's good to be
wonderful, wonderful.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get going into this, I do want to say a shout out to our sponsors, mybookie.ag. The promo code is MMA-HOLES for 100% match in your first deposit. CBDX.com, same promo code, MMA-HOLES for 20% off the finest of CBDs. Head Rush, 20% off code MMA-HOLES. Link in the description. Sheath Underwear, 20% off code MMA-HOLES. Link in the description. If you want to watch the UFC fights, or UFC 287, I should say, click the link in the description. ESPN Plus. The fate of ESPN Plus is something we're going to talk about tonight, because UFC had like, what, a 5-year deal, and then 2023 was supposed to be the end, and then they extended it 2 more years, but it looks like 2025, we're up for grabs again. Is it going to happen? Is the UFC going to stick with ESPN, or will they do something with the WWE? That's legit the first thing that jumped into my head about this topic. Like, what are the pay-per-views going to be like? They just keep jacking it up. Before we know it, it's going to be $90, $100. And is it going to be cheaper with the WWE? Is it going to be more money? Will there be no pay-per-view? So there's going to be a whole bunch of things we're going to talk about tonight on the show. Now, before we get going, I do see a couple of things here. First off, look at this. D-Rest gifting 5 memberships tonight. Come on, let's go. What a champ. The champ of the Monday show dropping gifted memberships. We dropped a new emoji. Damn Sausage is a member again. Let's go. Damn Sausage. Yeah, baby. Oh, my gosh. The gift that keeps on giving, a membership. Who else has the membership over here? Opulence MTB has become a member. Shout out to Opulence. Welcome to the club, champ. Very nice work by D-Rest over here. Timothy Breshears, a member. Come on, round of applause. Keep it going. I mean, a member of the greatest channel on YouTube. It's quite the honor. And the 13 rookie. Thank you. Thank you. Champions of the chat. I squeezed that emoji in, by the way. The one we were talking about before. We got the little hiatus on this channel. So that emoji is ready to go. Stormy Daniels, how you doing, Stormy?
What's up, Moss? I want to see John Jones versus John Cena.
You want to see John Jones versus John Cena? Well, you might see that. You might see that. Maybe we'll talk about some fantasy matchups tonight on the MMA-Holes. And speaking of fantasy, thank you very much, Stormy Daniels. Sounds like a porn name. Is that a porn name? It's not. Are you a porn star? Before we went live, the last time this happened, a music started playing while I was setting up the stream. And today, I just looked, just so happened to look, and this happened. D-Rest dropped a $500 bomb 4 hours ago on the show. 4 hours ago. $500. A new studio name.
500 MMA holes, 500 we dropped on the show, 500 bills in the air, 500 shake it there, yeah. World domination, here we come. Here's 500 reasons why we crushed it. Greatest community in the world. Smoke that reefer, boys and girls. Sucking that green into my lungs, using bidets to clean my buns. Hanging with fight buddies throughout the night, watching UFC, enjoying some fights. Knockout submissions, decisions, and more. I want to rub MMA into my balls. Whoever dropped the 500 on the show, you're a legend. MMA hole.
Crazy.
Welcome back, studios.
Welcome back, baby! The MMA holes don't die! We don't die! We survive! Yes, 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 yes!
Wonderful, wonderful.
I mean, what? 500! And he renames the studios the Welcome Back Studios of Arizona. Thank you so much to D-Rest. Hit me in the heart over here right before I was like, oh, wow. So thank you. Y'all must have forgot. I'm telling you right now, as we roll into our 7th year, right? August will be 7 years of doing this. Nothing stops us. The greatest community in the world, the greatest show in the world, combined together on the internet. I mean, nothing can stop us. So thank you so much to D-Rest for dropping the $500 bomb. Let's go. Woo! Wow. Look at this. The bar moving up $3,716. I mean, crazy. Thank you guys for the donations. Really appreciate it. We're going to get to the topics, but you guys are celebrating right now. There's a lot of celebrations going on. Hang on here. D-Rest coming in.
Come on, get loud.
MMA holes
in the crowd.
We flying high tonight.
Come on, get loud. MMA holes in the crowd. Got MMA holes in the crowd. MMA holes in the crowd. MMA holes in the crowd.
Flying high.
I'm death and they are scared.
That's what it is. They are scared. Everyone is scared. Thank you very much. D-Rest dropping another 6 in there. Thank you so much. To the rest.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, my man. Wow. And then we'll get to the story. We'll get to the big story. But you guys got more to say. I just saw in the chat something else special got dropped in there. It's a night of giving, a Monday night. You know, people hate Mondays, but not this Monday. Another $5 gifted membership from Eric Yu coming in. Double champ status. Let's go. Who got it? Who got the memberships? Let's see it. Ozzy Cat. Ozzy Cat's a member. What? Oh my God. What?
Let's go, champ.
Stormy Daniels, Hush Money. What? What?
Let's go, champ.
Noah Man.
Let's go, champ.
Trippin' Hippie.
Let's go, champ.
Zoman Zombie. Oh my gosh. Well, we are starting this show on fire. The donations through the roof. The memberships through the roof. Ladies and gentlemen of the chat, we added a new emoji in that chat, and we have a whole bunch of new members now. This is fantastic stuff. All of this love from the audience makes me feel gay. It makes me feel very gay, you know, and gay means happy. So if you can do me a favor, if you could drop our brand new gay emoji in the chat, that would be absolutely wonderful, wonderful. Let's go, champs. Let's see our new happy emoji in the chat. Members, if you could,
let's go, champ.
If you could let me see it. D-Rest says, I love you, Mom. Thank you, D-Rest, very much once again. If we could drop, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. There it is. The new, brand new Jeff Molina emoji dropping in the chat. The happy emoji. Thank you. Thank you. If you want a Jeff Molina emoji, just hit the join button. All right, guys. Wow. All right. I didn't expect this kind of love, man. It feels good to be back on the main channel. We were hanging out in the second channel. We were playing video games, and we were reacting to fights as well. So it's good to be back over here. It's very nice. And oh my God, dude. What the fuck? Dude, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A 250? What? You can't stop us.
I urge you to stay inside.
You can't.
Keep your wife's legs closed. Lock your kids in the attic.
You can't stop us.
Or hide them in the refrigerator.
Deer. Run from the fucking deer. Deer. Oh my God, it's a fucking deer. Run from the deer. Run from the deer. Deer. Oh, deer.
We can't contain the deer. Pure madness. Run for your lives. Or hide in the refrigerator.
Oh shit, it's a deer. Oh my God, it's a fucking 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 deer.
Not quite a new studio. Don't wish to curb stomp dressed moment again. Channel got 9 lives. Also Conor McGregor versus Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell match for next WrestleMania.
How about Sanosi coming in and dropping the 250? You can't stop us. Thank you. Oh my God. Dude. Thank you. Sanosi and D-Rest. My goodness. Okay. Whew. Wow, what a start to the show. What a start to the show. When I found out that we had the ability to live stream today, I was delighted. I didn't expect it to happen this early. And it's wow. What a warm welcome back from the community. Okay, let's get into some stories. Holy smokes. All right, unless you live under a rock, you haven't heard about this. Massive new company. Now, some people are going, hey, it's not a big deal. Nothing really changes. Some people are like, everything's going to change. I expected some people also to say, that the UFC already is fixed and fake, so it's fitting that they combine the WWE and the UFC. By the way, it's weird seeing my mom with a membership. This is it's weird. It's weird seeing her in the chat. So thank you guys. It's this situation here. I have mixed emotions. I have very mixed emotions about the WWE. I think, and I'm going to stay optimistic, I think it's only going to be for the good. Now, I am not a WWE fan. There is nothing about the WWE that excites me in any way. But I understand why kids are excited about the WWE. When I was a kid, I liked Hulk Hogan and I liked, Macho Man and all that fun stuff back in the day. Even when I got older, I didn't watch it, but The Rock was funny, man. The Rock, Steve Austin, like that era was kind of funny. Every once in a while, I would tune in, get one of them streams and check out a WrestleMania. But now I'm like out. Like it's just, I have 2 kids, so maybe those kids will drag me back in, or maybe a donation will come in.
Come on, get loud, MMA holes in the crowd.
D-Rez, come on.
Come on, get loud, MMA holes in the crowd.
Got
MMA holes in the crowd. MMA holes in the crowd. MMA holes in the crowd.
D-Rest.
Killer Elite, I love you, Mom.
Aw, that was very nice of you, D-Rest. Thank you. That is very nice. D-Rest loves Mom. There we go. Beautiful. Hopefully there was no popping and clicking. I just noticed that there was a setting that was on. How's the audio? I had to turn something off, but hopefully everything's good. Thank you so much, D-Rest, for that donation as well. First off, let me ask this to the chat. How many people in the chat are WWE fans? Or let me just say this. How many people don't mind the WWE? Like, you'll watch it here and there. Maybe you'll catch a WrestleMania. Maybe you'll look onto the news and you just try to keep updated with what's going on there. Like, how many people in the chat are kind of like, yeah, it's cool. I don't hate it. It is what it is, It's a soap opera for the adults. How many people in the chat? I was formerly a big fan, says Sonosi. I'm watching Raw right now, so Conrad's watching it right now. Yeah, I told Jess, I'm like, are we going to have to start doing Raw Fight Buddies? Like, is that actually going to happen? Would people want that? Would people want to see me complaining about Raw? Not a wrestling fan since 6 to 8 years old. Kind of like a religion, no regard to grow out. Yeah, I kind of hear you on that. Yeah, I kind of like, okay, I'm an adult now, I'm going to stop watching this. But I get it. People have kids, so and sometimes people just don't grow up and they enjoy it. So it's okay. Listen, whatever I don't know. It's fucking weird. Some people watch cartoons as an adult, right? Some people do that where they don't have kids and they're just watching cartoons, and I guess everyone's got their thing. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels 1 hour match. I'm a Yankees and WWE fan. Oh my God, Casey Jones, what's going on with you? I watch both, says Mike Biggs. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. I saw that. Let's see what else we got over here. Now I watch UFC since I grew up. This is a dumpy for fight fans. Dumpy. Don't even know what that means. Some stopped caring about watching it when I was around 1. Your grandfather loved it. Oh, I didn't even know that. I think it's real. It's real to me. Yeah, we put a tweet out horsing around with, we kind of teasing UFC and WWE fans. Here, check this out over here. I mean, there's a lot of memes that could be made. I put a meme out like this. Hey, UFC fans today, it's still real to me. Still real to me, man. Remember this guy? I don't know if you guys remember him. But, yeah, it's goofy. It's goofy. So the first thing that jumped into my mind, because, listen, we run a UFC channel here. So there's a lot of things that jump into my mind. But the main thing that pops in is what is going to be the future of the UFC pay-per-views. And I think it's clear as day. The WWE has their own app. They have like their own pay-per-view system. I think you could pay like once a year and you can get the pay-per-views too. Something that I wish the UFC did do. I think it's inevitable. I think the UFC will stay with ESPN for now until 2025, but now they got massive leverage because the deal that they signed, I mean, it's astronomical. Yeah, let me just show this real quick. My bookie threw this up there. Vince McMahon purchased the WWE in 1982 for $1 million. Okay? $1 million. Now, if you think about it, 1982, $1 million is a lot of freaking money, right? That's a lot of, where are you getting that scuttles? You know, what's going on? But still, he turned $1 million into $9.3 billion. So from 1982 to 1923, the deal is for $9.3 billion. That is what technically that's what the WWE is worth right now. Endeavor dropped the bag. They played Disney and some other companies that were playing a part in this deal. And Endeavor, who is in control of the UFC, now controls WWE. This is massive. This is massive. So I want to talk about what you think is in the future of the consumption of this sport. Let's get creative here. Because I'm thinking, inevitably, I think once they try to squeeze as much money as they can out of these other apps, these ESPNs, these Foxes, whoever they try to sign with, I think the end game is to do everything in-house. And all the money comes in their direction. I would imagine they're going to have their own app, their own paying service, and then they don't have to worry about any of this nonsense. You get your sponsors, and away you go. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think pay-per-view is probably going to be stuck. There is going to be some sort of pay-per-view program with this, but hopefully they'll have a premium membership where I don't know, or some sort of yearly membership where it kind of softens the blow because it is very expensive, $80 a month for the product. So let me know in the chat, what do you think about the future of the actual consumption of the sport? Do you think it's all going to go down the drain? Do you feel that this is for the good? Let me know just as a fan's perspective, and then I'm going to go into the fighter's perspective because I have a lot of thoughts on that as well. I hope it doesn't end up ruining them both. It could. It's very possible. Listen. Think about this. When the UFC was bought, everyone said the UFC started to suck. I mean, not everyone. A lot of fans said it all went downhill from there. And there are some fans that just came on from there. Like some fans, like when Endeavor came in with the UFC and cleaned up house and got rid of Mike Goldberg and all that stuff. Some fans came in at that time, and that's all they know. So they enjoy the sport for what it is. But some other fans, some hardcores, are probably like, hey, that's when everything started going downhill. This seems very similar. The WWE situation, a family-owned business. Endeavor comes in with big bucks, $9.3 billion. They got to make their money back. And this is key. This is very important. They do have to make $9.3 billion back and then some, right? So will they outprice the fans? That's a real problem. That's something that, so hopefully they have some sort of plan here. Do I think that Endeavor ruined the UFC? I'm 50-50 on it because I still love the product. I'm 50-50. It is very expensive though, the product right now. It's very expensive. So I can lean either way. But let me know in the chat what you think. Not that much. WWE makes that Saudi money. They don't need us. U.S. fans. Okay, maybe that's true. If they do, we'll do better. Well, it's funny you say that. Who said that in the chat? Rich O'Keefe. I said this to Jesse. If the UFC, say for instance the UFC does away with pay-per-views, they have a very affordable service that people can buy at a low price, and you don't have to pay for the fights. What happens to us? I mean, Fight Buddies on pay-per-view nights are rock star nights. That's where we just dominate. That's where we fucking grow our audience, right? We would have to evolve as a show, as a YouTube channel. We would have to find a way to hoard subscribers in other paths. Does that mean we have to watch WWE? I said that to Jesse. I'm like, if UFC does away with pay-per-views and they find a way to monetize it where it's super cheap for the fans, like some of these team sports out there where you could just put on regular TV, or maybe the app is so cheap that most people could afford it, what happens? What happens to USADA? Everything stays in place for what I know. But yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, this could majorly affect us, good or bad. We have a deal with ESPN. So in 2025, when the ESPN deal is up and the UFC starts testing their options or tries to do everything in-house, will we be able to get a deal with UFC? That's the question. You know, there's a lot of things that affect us as well as a YouTube show. So it's interesting. I'm fascinated by this. It keeps us on our toes. We got to say, okay, what's next? What's next for us? What's next for the UFC? If it's super expensive, it actually helps us. Now, one thing you could say about this channel over here, we've been very honest. When ESPN sucks, we say it. Even though we are sponsored by ESPN, we're very transparent. ESPN sucks. It's glitching on us. It's doing this. It's doing that. We've said it here. We've said that the prices are too expensive. We understand why people don't buy it. You know? So we're going to be completely blatantly honest throughout this whole process with Endeavor and the WWE, and this is interesting. Very, very interesting. But I'm up for the challenge. I'm going to stay optimistic, and if you're going to ask me immediate thoughts on the situation, I think everything's going to be fine. I do. And we'll go into that in a second when it comes to the fighters, because I think the fighters are going to get taken care of more in many different ways. So the fighters are going to be taken care of better. I think the biggest casualty could be the fans. I do. Shows that cover the UFC will probably wind up doing better. Fighters will do better. Everyone's going to do better but the fans. And that's a problem. Because if the fans are kind of getting shit on over and over again, eventually the fans are going to turn, right? I don't know how WWE fans are, but I'm sure they're nervous. I heard a thing that Triple H came out on Raw tonight and said everything's going to be the same, everything's going to be fine. But they have a right to be nervous. They don't know, like they're comfortable with their product. What if everything changes? What if how they consume it becomes way more expensive? Because of $9.3 billion that has to be made up. It's a wild story, man. This is a big story. There were a lot of people, like when we put the poll up on our community section, there were people out there like, who cares? Nothing's going to change. No, a lot's going to change. A lot. This affects a lot of people. Now, like I said, I'm going to stay optimistic, but I do want to entertain these other ideas, like these negative and positive ideas as well. So I want to talk about everything tonight. We got some alerts here. Let's go. Sanosi dropping the $25. Oh, Tropic Tom, actually. Sorry. Tropic Tom confusing me with the Sanosi donation.
Sanosi. High score kicks. Sanosi. High score kicks. Sanosi. High score kicks. Sanosi. High score kicks. Sanosi. Studio name. Sanosi. Sunglasses. Sanosi. Speech impediment. Well, that's kind of adorable.
Dance in the chat.
Sanosi. High score kicks. Sanosi. High score kicks. Sanosi. High score kicks. Sanosi. High score kicks. Sanosi.
Let's go, Tropic. You fooled me. It's very windy outside. Very windy.
Shout out to the big ballers D-Rest and Sanochi. Shame there is not a D-Rest Dono, but honestly, who needs more legal trouble? A few more bucks to 4K for the website.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We fucking hit 4K. Dude, you guys, it's nuts, man. It is nuts. Absolutely nuts, the support from this community. We got D-Rest dropping a 50 spot.
UFC pay-per-view again.
There's the boss. We're going to talk about Dana White in a sec.
I don't want your money. Pussies. I don't want your money. Pussies. I don't want your money. Pussies. Money.
He don't want your money, guys.
Pussies.
Dana's in the chat. Dana's in the
I
chat,
don't
boys.
want
Come
your
on.
money. Money.
He don't want
Money.
it.
Pussy. Money. Pussy. I don't give a f.
I'm a D-Rest fan and also a world's most interesting man, Kane.
Thank you so much. Very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you so much, D-Rest, for the 50. I don't give a... Look at his little Dana heads over there. Adorable. Absolutely adorable. We're going to catch up on donos here. Thank you guys so much for being supportive on a Monday night. Like, incredibly humbled. Incredibly humbled tonight. You guys have been through the roof. Champ. Two Joints has become a member or re-upped. Well, thank you, Two Joints. Thank you so much, my man. A champion. Or maybe hit a milestone. Something happened. Thank you. 14 months. 14 months, Two Joints hit. This channel is will always preserve and be the best, he says. Thank you, Two Joints. Or persevere, excuse me. That makes more sense. Preserve, persevere. Preserve.
Wonderful.
We're trying to preserve ourselves. Sonosi.
First prediction, after ESPN deal they make their own streaming platform.
Yes.
Peacock is exclusive for WWE stuff, but that's how I picture it.
Okay, help me out in the chat. Does I thought that WWE has their own app. Now there is Raw, right? They do 2 shows a week on top of their pay-per-view shows. So the WWE app, is that just for their pay-per-views? Is that it? Okay, here we go. Peacock and WWE sounds about right. Let's see. Help me out on this. How, if you're a WWE fan, they have WWE Network and Peacock. Okay, so how do you consume, like, what do you consume on each? Is it like Fight Pass and ESPN Plus? Which I still don't understand what the purpose of Fight Pass is with the UFC. I don't get it. Maybe Fight Pass, Fight Pass might turn into their exclusive streaming service. I think the WWE Network is for outside of the U.S. Not a fan, no clue. I haven't watched WWE in years. I'm with you. That's why I'm asking this. It's like that. WWE Network is just for pay-per-views and catalog. Okay. So it kind of makes more sense than Fight Pass. Because Fight Pass, there's like no use for it. I guess if you want to watch other like CES or other fight organizations, I don't know how it helps you with the UFC. Thank God for illegal streams. I mean, you would think the UFC and WWE are eventually going to have to evolve because illegal streaming has become so easy to do, right? There are so many people out there, hey, you got a link, and then bang, it pops up in HD. So you would think they would have to evolve with that. How else are you going to buy another $50 Game Bread boxing pay-per-view without Fight Pass? That's right. That was on Fight Pass, right? Oh, my God, dude. Yeah. So Fight Pass is a little more useless than WWE. So WWE is for the catalog and pay-per-views. Okay. So Fight Pass did that with the UFC, where you could watch all the UFC fights and get all the pay-per-views on there, like for like one price. I wouldn't hate it. But then again, ESPN Plus, like you get everything on there. Like you don't have to go anywhere else. You just go to ESPN Plus. It is annoying. Like watch the prelims here, and then stop that, and then go over here. Like I don't like. I just put it all in one place. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Like it makes sense because in 2025 you would think the UFC's got it figured out for them to do everything in-house. Like, it feels like that's the end game, what the UFC is going to do. But if WWE is still playing with another network, like with Peacock as well, I don't know if it's you could be financially stable completely on your own to have such a massive company. You probably do need to stream on other networks to get the big bucks. So I have a feeling at this stage of the game, we might not see an exclusive UFC app in-house, all in-house thing, at least in my lifetime. I don't think we're going to see it. I thought, to my understanding, everything was on WWE, but if you got to go on Peacock and whatever to watch these other events, then it's mixed up and they're getting paid in other places. So ESPN could still be in the mix. They could. ESPN could re-up. maybe Disney was like, hey, 9.3 billion is a little too much for the WWE. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep our eggs in that UFC basket, and when the contract's up, we're going to try to be high bidder for that again, and keep everything on ESPN. Very possible. Okay, interesting. Got a couple more alerts over here.
Super chat.
The Clipper.
Ariel regretting the domestic abuse hotline thing now.
Ariel regretting the domestic Wait, what are we talking about here? Regretting the domestic abuse hotline thing. So I did see the Ariel jokes. A lot of people are going out there and saying because Ariel supposedly is banned from going to UFC events, that he's a big WWE fan now that Endeavor is majority owners of WWE. They're going to do the same thing to Ariel over there. Today, Ariel said something, another hypocritical thing, like not hypocritical, but flip-floppy thing. My man has been crying in many of his previous shows about not being allowed to go to UFC events because of a situation where he let out information, right? And how the UFC won't let him in the building anymore. Then today, miraculously, he's saying he hasn't filled out any press credentials since, I don't know, 2016. I don't know what the fuck the date is. I have no idea. But there's a it's not like I'm not allowed. I haven't filled out. It's like, bro, that's not what you were saying. That's not what you were saying when you were crying and screaming about all these guys. Oh, woe is me. I'm not allowed in there. This and that. All of a sudden, now the story's changed. I don't get Ariel anymore, man. I think the man's fucking lost it. And everything he's saying is on air. Like, people can just go back and see him fucking blatantly lying. So what's the true story with Ariel? Is he allowed in the UFC events? Is he allowed there or is he not? Because according to today, it's because he doesn't get press. He doesn't try. He doesn't apply for it. What? I heard Dana don't want you there. Like, that's what you said. You said Dana does not want you in the building. You're not allowed in there. You're escorted out. Like, what? This guy, man. This guy gets on my fucking nerves now. Like, it's to the point where it's like, it's a shame because he's a very successful guy. He's a smart guy. But boy, oh boy, can't stand victims. Anyway, got sidetracked over there. I don't think this really will affect Ariel. According to Ariel, because he's not now. He's fine with the UFC. Of course, when people start trolling, now all of a sudden the story completely changes. Weirdo. D-Rest loves breasts. $10.
Hey, I can see your underwear. Put your boobies in the air. Flapping like I just don't care. Can I lick your pubic hair? Snap a picture,
Get the breast
time
in
to
the
share.
chat.
Took my meat vision impaired. Filthy mind, I need a prayer. Pervert cameraman, beware. Pervert cameraman, show them tits. Pervert cameraman, $10 tip. Pervert cameraman, Yanni Celeste.
Get him up there.
Show them breasts.
Boobies.
Death always comes and those who think they know will not know.
Whoa. That's scary. Thank you, D-Rest, for the $10 donation. Sanosi.
This explains a lot looking it up. The UFC and ESPN started a 5-year deal in 2019, which would make 2023 the final year of the deal. Also, Peacock is $5 a month.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, that's what we said earlier. So 2023 is when it was up. They extended it to 2025. And so technically 2025 is when it's up again. And that could give them enough time to figure out, okay, what's the next step? I do think there's going to be another platform, though. I do. Whether it's ESPN or another one, I don't think it's going to be all in-house. In a perfect world, like I said, it's this much a year. You get all the pay-per-views, you get all the fight nights. You don't have to bounce around. But now, what Sanosi's saying is you have to pay for WWE Network or whatever the hell that's called, their app or whatever, and then you have to pay $5 a month for Peacock. And then with the how much is WWE? Let me tap into the wrestling fans of the chat. How much is WWE, their app? Do you have to pay the pay-per-views every time it rolls around? Is it one price? Very curious. If anyone has WWE, chances are no one in my chat has it. But if someone does, only Peacock in U.S. I thought WWE was a bigger company than UFC, but it's not, I guess. UFC worth $12 billion. WWE about $9 billion. What did Endeavor buy? No, it wasn't $12 billion. Hold on a second. What did Endeavor buy the UFC for?
According to WWE Corporate, Endeavor announces UFC.
They're saying combined is a $21 billion total. Gee, that's fucking crazy. Oh shit, you're right.
Beverly Hills, Calif, and Stamford, Connecticut.
Hold on. It was $4 billion. What is the UFC worth right now?
According to Money Made, under White's leadership, UFC has transformed into a global MMA powerhouse, generating over $1 billion in annual gross revenue in 2021.
Okay, so the UFC was bought for $4 billion, but according to Endeavor, they already got their money back. They made it back. That's according to Endeavor. And now Endeavor, the new deal with WWE, where they have 51%, $9.3 billion. Now, yeah, so you're saying it's estimated at $12 billion now. So they bought it for $4 billion, and now it's estimated $12 billion. So you think about this. So they're like, hey, man, we did that with the UFC. WWE's bigger, right? So what's going to happen with WWE? I mean, it's as much as I'm not a WWE guy, I understand the massive, you know, like WrestleMania, seeing them fill those giant stadiums is insanity. I can't understand how so many people could pack a building, an open air building like that for one of those events. It's nuts, man. How is it so cheap? What, WWE? $10 a month for pay-per-views? All right, hold on. Give me... Does anyone have the breakdown? Here, let me look it up. I should have done this before air. I didn't think about this. All right. How much to watch the WWE? All right, Peacock. So Peacock is $4.99 a month. Subscribe to WWE Network is $9.99. Okay. What channel? 2023 WrestleMania. So it's $9.99 a month for WWE Network, and that's how you get the catalog of all their events, right? But I'm assuming, how much does WWE pay-per-view cost? WrestleMania 39 will be live on Peacock in the United States. We can purchase a premium subscription, $4.99 a month. You can also order by both nights of WrestleMania 39 through your cable satellite provider at a pay-per-view price of $59.99. UFC's what, $85? $59.99. I just, you know, I think they can charge that. They're packing the buildings, like we're packing arenas here. This is like 80,000 seat arenas and shit like that. They could no problem fill. And you have what, 2 shows a week? $59.99. Let me know if there's any WWE fans. I mean, I'm just Googling this shit right now. But that's what they're saying. So it is technically cheaper to be a WWE fan. Now, here's the difference. One's a sport and one's a show. You know, so us comparing this stuff is kind of apples and oranges. You know? Like, this is not boxing. This is not MMA. This is, you know, it's theater is what you're paying for, right? With athletes. WWE pay-per-views are $59.99 in America. Boy, that sucks. Yo, how in the UK, how much is it? This move is incredible. Dana, what? You know Dana's loving this shit. NASCAR's Peacock. I'd rather watch a live cam from a Kingston Street. What? Let me catch up on donos here. Hit the like button if you haven't done so.
Wonderful.
We got D-Rest. Dude, D-Rest, what are we doing?
I watch the MMA-Holes.
We all watch them. They're the best. That's right. Pay-per-view for WWE is $5 a month. That's not true. Maybe in other countries. What the hell? Yeah, I'll open up phone lines at the end. Only if your girl calls in, okay? D-Rest dropping a 20. Farting on Jesse. Woo! Come on, baby. Let's fart, baby. Let's go, man. Let's go, champ.
Money is never an issue.
Wow, dude. Thank you so much, man. That must be nice. Thank you so much, D-Rest. $20 holler. Thank you. Shout out to D-Rest went crazy tonight. On top of his 500, he's still fucking dropping them in here. Thank you so much. So much for the support. If you're new to the show, we got a Streamlabs link in the description, a jukebox full of songs. If you'd like to interrupt the show, you could do so that way, or a super chat. I appreciate the support. We're trying to fund a website so we have full control of the situation of our MMA-Holes community. Okay. All right. This is fascinating to me. This is fascinating. I know there's probably a lot of UFC fans that just don't care. Like, who cares? As long as it doesn't affect my fights, who cares? Now, I think it does affect your fights because another thing that jumped into my mind, other than like, hey, how much is this going to be? Are we going to be jacking up some more prices? Is it going to be cheaper for us now because of the merge? Like, what are we going to see as fans? The fighters. Fighter pay will go up dramatically. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the UFC and WWE as a joint force, dude, like anyone trying to, who is going to rival the UFC now? Like, what organization is going to be able to do that? The UFC, I mean, these guys are going to be making some serious money. And the best part about this is everyone says, oh, the UFC doesn't take care of the fighters. You know, they just kick them to the curb when they're done. Now the UFC has WWE to roll into. They could either be an actor or they could be one of the athletes flipping around and doing all that crazy stuff and probably make a boatload of more money just acting in the WWE. That's a thing. When I was looking at the ages, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how old are these WWE athletes? Because I think the more popular ones are probably in their late 30s. Maybe even like, how old is Brock Lesnar? So I was just looking around and I was like, okay, let's see. What's the average age of WrestleMania, of the WrestleMania card? Now, this is for last year. I couldn't find the ages of this year, but this is 2022. Okay? WrestleMania 38, night 1. The average age of the athlete is 36.8 years of age. 36.8. You got Steve Austin at 57 years old. You got Shinsuke Nakamura, 42 years of age. Cody Rhodes, 36. Happy Corbin, 37. Drew McIntyre, 36. You look at WrestleMania 38, night number 2, 37.4 years of age. Overall average, 37.2. And 36.3 without Vince McMahon, of course, who's like a dinosaur right now. Have you seen him lately? It's crazy. That's a conversation for another time, but he looks scary. But yeah, so you're talking your upper 30s as an average age. MMA fighters do their time in their prime, and then if they put together a character in the UFC that's worthy enough to roll over to the WWE, it's an easy transition. They'll make more money over the WWE, and they'll be a character. They'll be fun. Like, think about Colby Covington. Where do you think Colby's going now? Where do you think Conor McGregor is going now? Where do you think these athletes are going? They're going right over there. And they don't have to kill themselves. I mean, listen, WWE fighters, yes, they do put their bodies on the line. They do get hurt. They are athletes, yes. But there are gimmicks and scenarios where they can not get hurt as bad as the UFC, where they're catching elbows and knees to the fucking head. You know? 4-ounce gloves battering off the side of their fucking temple. Shins. Think about it. It's a beautiful transition for the UFC fighters. This is a win for them. Not only do I feel that the purses are going to be more I feel like these fighters, the UFC in 5 years, are going to be making tons more money than they are right now. I mean, it's going in that direction. Managers are able to pull more money out of there, the UFC, and they're getting better deals. In no time, these guys could be making way more than boxers. Easily, especially with the absorption of the WWE being involved. So now you got that. You also have young WWE stars that'll probably dabble in the UFC. You will see the crossover. I mean, look what happened with Brock. Think about it. When Brock came into the UFC, I mean, it lit the world on fire. And Brock's still a massive star in his 40s over in the WWE. This is good for the fighters. It's good for the business, of course. They're going to make a ton of money off of this. Like I said before, the only ones I worry about is the fans. The casualty is us. That's the only thing I worry about because I don't know what the price is going to be for these things. How much is it going to be to go to an event? How much is it going to be to pay for the pay-per-view? We don't know yet. We got to find out. And I'm sure they're going to drop some prices on us where we're like, wow, this is great. And then hit you over the head 5 years later where it's just going to be astronomical. Because they do have to make that money back somehow. But for the fighters and everyone that screams, oh, fighter pay, wah. Think about Francis Ngannou. Do you think Francis Ngannou's like, oh, I should have stayed a little bit longer. I should have stayed. Like, he's kicking himself right now. He's in limbo. We don't know what Francis is doing right now. Francis could have fucking signed a contract with the UFC and then went over to the WWE and made $1 gazillion there. Been a massive superstar in the WWE. But now look at him. What is it? Where is he? Poor Francis. Like, where is he? Ngannou's got to be kicking himself in the ass. Now, hopefully get lucky enough. And I mean, a Wilder fight was supposed to happen. That's not happening. The Tyson Fury thing is, Tyson's not fighting Usyk anymore. Maybe they'll put that together. So is Francis going to grab a big bag and get his shit pushed in by fucking Tyson Fury? He's going to go over to PFL? Could you imagine if Francis Ngannou winds up in the PFL? Now I'm a millionaire in the PFL. Meanwhile, he could have went to the WWE. He could have went over there. He could have did his UFC time, went over to the WWE, made just stupid money. But now Francis will go to the PFL. He done fucked up, boys. He done fucked up. Everyone that screams fighter pay, fighters' rights, all this stuff, it's all going to change, man. The fighters will be taken care of. I truly believe that. What else we got over here?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wildberry.
In the US, you only need Peacock, which is $5.
Okay, so explain this to me. So you're saying in the US, as long as you have Peacock for $5 a month, you get everything? Do you get the pay-per-views too? For pay-per-view? Is that the truth? Wait, if you have Peacock for $5 a month, do you get the pay-per-views too? Oh my God. So according to Wildberry, yes, you get everything. $5, $10 for pay-per-view? Okay, help me out here. So what, $5 a month, and then when a pay-per-view rolls around, you got to pay $10? Is that true? Can anyone confirm that? Because I'm actually... Dude. Nope, only $5. Okay, so we got conflicting reports. According to Wildberry, it's just $5 a month and you... What? $5 a month and you're getting... Dude. If the UFC can find a way to get a network, could you imagine $5 a month? That doesn't help us as a show, but it does help the fans. Wow. I know UFC's not on Peacock, but let's be serious here. I'll pay $20 a month. I mean, think about that. Hell yeah, $20 a month. Because, like, what are we paying? There's some pay-per-views, sometimes there's 2 a month on top of your other monthly fees. Oh my God. There's not many people that can afford $5 a month. Well, then that's not true because our memberships are $3 a month. People can't afford that. So I'm wrong. But dude, if that is true, that's incredible, man. That's Nikki Peretti, thank you for being a member for 10 months. I'm telling you, as a fan now, okay, I'm going to say this. This will be my mystical prediction. This helps everybody. This is massive. If you're a UFC fan, now I don't know how much this might hurt. I mean, WWE seems like it was already good. So if you're a WWE fan, there's a chance that things might become a little bit more money. But if you're a UFC fan, there might be a balance now. You might actually not have to pay as much as what you're paying right now. So yes, WWE fans, if you're yelling and screaming and complaining and worried, right, you have a right to, because you guys had it good. If that's the case, if it's $5 a month, dude, you guys had it great. Huh. But here's the thing. There's another question, because I'm a casual here. Does the UFC have a pay-per-view event once a month? Help me out on this. I know they have WrestleMania. What's the other? I know nothing about the WWE. I know nothing. Or you could buy the pay-per-view through your provider for $59.99. So you could pay $5 a month or $59.99 in one spot. Dude, that's nuts. If that's the case, it's crazy. Wow. It's one time a month. So they have a pay-per-view event once a month. Wildberry's like, he's helping me out here. Thank you, Wildberry, for the information. SummerSlam. Yeah, like there's SummerSlam, there's WWE, there's WrestleMania. WWE runs a pay-per-view mostly every month. Okay, it's confirmed. So it's very similar to the UFC in that aspect. So yeah, okay. So this probably is going to hurt. Endeavor's going to hurt. Yeah, dude, Ryan, you're right. Endeavor's going to hurt you, WWE fans. No, as a UFC fan, we're going to make out on this. As a fan, just a straight up fan that actually pays. Now, if you don't pay, it doesn't affect you in any way. You go, you find it in your own way. But if you do pay, pay the price every month, if you do pay for your ESPN Plus and your Fight Pass, I guarantee that this will soften the blow for UFC fans. WWE fans are going to hurt. I hope Moss doesn't do a WWE. So I did one live stream. It was a dislike stream. And I urged everyone to dislike that stream. I got very drunk and I was just ripping apart WWE. You know what's going to happen if there is crossovers? If UFC personalities are going over to WWE, we're kind of going to be forced. Like, we kind of dodged the Ronda boat. Like, I paid attention a little bit to it, but I kind of fell off. There's going to come a moment where if the UFC is smart, they're going to be cross-pollinating the companies as much as possible, especially with that WWE audience. You're going to want to throw those eyes over to the UFC. They're going to do it. Yeah, it pains me to say it, but I guarantee there's going to be moments where we're going to have to somehow talk about WWE in some sort of way. This is wild, man. So if you were to tell me that the UFC and WWE were going to be owned by the same fucking company, I would be like, nah, no way. Never. I would never think that. In fact, I would think maybe the McMahons would buy the UFC or something. That would have made more sense. But Endeavor going over and buying the what? Dude, it's nuts. That's crazy. It's a crazy. This story is one of the most wild stories we've ever covered.
Wonderful.
Here the factor. Saudis pay big too into WWE, so that helps. Also, you brought up an unique thing which comes closer to Japan MMA. They put MMA fighters into pro wrestling, so it's been done. Now popular UFC fighters have options as wrestling part-timers.
Yeah. Guys, the fighters should be thrilled. Any UFC fighters out there should be fucking thrilled by this. Thrilled. I bet a lot of UFC fighters were inspired by wrestlers as kids, and even if they weren't, this is a great option to have a little fun and make some extra cash on the side. Act a little bit. doesn't that only mean the WWE needs help if they just sold it? So okay. So when I was digging a little bit, I don't know much about the WWE drama and why they sold, but I started digging today, and apparently Vince McMahon stepped away from the company. Now, if you don't know who Vince McMahon is, he's the guy, right? He's the guy. He's this guy right over here. Okay? He's the big boss man. He stepped away because of some sort of sexual harassment. Now, this man's in his 70s. I think he's 77 now. He stepped away from the company because he was accused of some sort of sexual harassment, and he pulled himself out. And then conveniently marched right back in there and said, hey, guys, we're going to sell the company now. We're 51% of it. This guy's not a stupid dude. He's not a dopey guy. He probably realized he was in hot water and was like, let me just fucking make a quick $9.3 billion. I'm 77 years old. Let me hook up my fam. I mean, yeah. It's not that the WWE was in trouble. I think Vince was in a little bit, with the WWE and everything like that. I think Vince came back in and says, hey, I'm gonna make my money. I think that's what happened there. WWE didn't need this. Yeah, I don't think this was something necessary. It probably could have stayed in the family and moved on, but they made a quick. $9.3 billion. How do you turn that down? Even if it's a family business. If someone said, hey, Chris, would you sell the MMA-Holes for $9.3 billion? Dude, everyone has a fucking price. I wouldn't sell out for a lot. $9.3 billion? See you later, baby.
Wonderful.
I mean, after you just got, accused of some sort of sexual harassment. It's crazy. So that's why that happened. I sell my mom for $1 billion. Sell it to Guru. Dude, I would sell it to fucking Obama. Bin Laden. I would sell it to a terrorist. I wouldn't give a fuck. $9.3 billion? I'm out. Dude, that's crazy. That's like what do you do? $9.3 billion. That is just, it doesn't even make sense. I can't even wrap that number around my brain. It doesn't count. $9.3 billion. That's nuts. That's insanity. The guy is a fucking genius. He's a genius. And I got to be honest with you, I'm kind of looking forward. There's going to be a moment where you're going to have Vince next to Dana White. There's going to be some weird moment where they're both walking out to the ring or something, or to the octagon. I want to see it. I don't know why. There's something in me. I do like theater, I do like when guys are in the UFC and have some sort of theater. I want to see that. I would like to see some of these big WWE guys, former Brock Lesnar's. Like someone go over there in the UFC and fight for real. I would like to see that. Now, the UFC guys going over to WWE, I don't care. I don't care about that shit. But you drag them in the UFC world? All right. Let's see what they could do.
Wonderful.
It's a crazy scenario, man.
We all knew Francis was an idiot.
Dude, what is up with that fucking guy? Poor Francis, man. Francis got so messed up. That whole thing. The UFC's laughing their ass off. You're going to see John Jones in the WWE. Talk about a heel. It's inevitable John Jones will be there. Could you imagine? Think about this. Ready for this? Derek Lewis. Dude, put Derek Lewis over there. His time is expiring in the UFC. His best days are behind him. Throw him out there. My balls are hot. He's a funny fuck. He'd be great.
Wonderful.
We got Wildberry.
$10 is if you want 0 ads.
So if you want no ads, it's $10. My goodness. So you can pay $5 a month, you'll get ads. And you get all the pay-per-views. You pay $10 a month, no ads, all the pay-per-views. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's crazy. WWE's they got a perfect system over there. That's not going to be perfect anymore. I can see it right now. I can see the WWE fans like, oh shit, what's about to happen to us? It benefits the UFC. It does not benefit WWE, in my opinion. I would like to. This is a time I would like to drag a host from a WWE show on to get their side of it. Because honestly, if you were to ask me, this is great for the UFC. This is. Listen, Endeavor wasn't great when they came in and took over the UFC. Things changed. But I still love the sport. I do. I have my issues with it. But overall, I'm still a massive fan. I still have a YouTube channel devoted to the UFC because I love it. I mean, it's not like I actually genuinely love every weekend watching their product, even if it's a shitty version of it. I like it. I enjoy it. I think overall, I think this will help. I think this will help the fans. I think this will help the fighters. I think this helps us all. Now, as a content creator, I'm a little worried because now you're going to have knuckleheads from the WWE world on YouTube coming into our world. We're going to be trickling into their world. It's just going to get weird. So as a content creator, this is going to get complicated. But as a fan, as a fighter, I honestly think this is perfect for UFC fans. But let me know in the chat what you think. Do you think that this is a problem for the UFC? You know, like I'm trying to take in all the information and try to make a prediction. Where will we be down the road? And judging from how the WWE runs their show, how much they charge their fans, this could only get better for us. We're at a pretty bad spot when it comes to paying for these fights, in my opinion. Let me know in the chat what you think.
Super chat.
Jeff Molina finna have the best time bumping heads in that WWE locker room.
Molina's in the chat, boys. Molina's in the chat. Thank you very much. Let me catch up on these donations here. And then after the Molinas come in, we will be sure to...
Let's go, Ted.
Thank you, Brooks. Man, you guys are fucking unbelievable. 31 months, double champ. Let's go. Brooks. Throw the Molinas, please. Let's bring them up in. Wildberry.
Wonderful.
Here we go.
WWE also makes a ton of money from merchandise because each star has their own custom merch like action figures and shirts, mugs, etc.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know. Listen, WWE knows. The UFC has taken shit from the WWE. Fighters have taken shit. Conor McGregor, Chael Sonnen, like Colby Covington. These guys, they stole from the WWE, right? They stole the heel role. Even Ariel Helwani, Helwani stole from the WWE. As much as it pains me to say it, WWE knows what they're doing. They do. And they just sold the company for $9.3 billion.
Wonderful.
D-Rest is the true fucking pain.
What does that mean? Look at how cute Jeff Molina looks in the chat. Wow, he looks beautiful. Thank you, D-Rest, for the $2 donation. Appreciate it. True fucking pain. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Tropic Tom.
WWE is you spelled backwards. Don't do it, Moss. There's no cure for redneck AIDS. Might as well buy a truck and watch NASCAR. Next thing you know, you'll have a rebel flag tattoo.
Okay, thank you for the advice.
Wonderful.
Another thing, Vince is also now Dana White boss via this deal. Lastly, train superstars like Bobby Lashley or have actual combat experience. Do not be surprised if they get special one-fight deals. We have BMFBS, so this isn't too crazy.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I keep donating as more ideas pop up. Imagine if UFC production gets upgraded because of WWE. Pride FC-like entrances. Damn it, Plaza happen.
So here's the fact, and thank you guys so much. Let's talk about this. Dana White is the type of guy that doesn't like the craziness. Like Bellator kind of embraces a WWE-like entrance, the costumes, the theatrics. The UFC, not so much. Like I could probably on one hand, I remember Conor with the Sinead O'Connor. I remember Izzy coming out with the choreographed dance. You know, you had Mayhem Miller back in the day doing crazy stuff. Like you had other fighters coming out, but the UFC kind of put a squash on it. If you're going to welcome WWE fans, if you're going to bring that fan base in as well, you do have to have some more of that theatrics. You do. I think Dana is going to have to say, people, the higher ups might say, "Hey Dana, listen, you're getting old, man. Let us just let it happen." So I would think theatrics will be more introduced. The problem is this could chase away hardcore UFC fans. This could. There are UFC fans out there that just want to see solid matchups, solid fights, a ranking system, a champion defending that belt. They want to see that. And those fans, those solid hardcores that have been there since day one to this point might be getting shit on. There is that fan base. The problem with that fan base is it's old. It's a little worn out. The UFC wants to get young, fresh blood in here, right? So let me ask you in the chat, are there people, and maybe there's some youngsters as well, but are there people in the chat that are just like, I don't want anything to do with WWE. I want my UFC to be the UFC, and that's that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep it the way it is. Let me know in the chat what you think. Or are you open to some change? The Just Bleed fans, basically, yeah. There are a lot of fans that kind of fizzled out, that just don't like, even when Conor came in the circus stuff that he would pull, some people were just like, all right, enough. I had enough of this. Bringing in all the new, the casual fans and this and that. I'm open. I like a circus. Nothing stays the same. That's the truth. We had Zuffa era. We can survive. I've been a fan since Tough. Deal makes no sense, says Dr. C. So Dr. C doesn't like the deal. I think it makes all the sense. I do. When you think about money and the business. I mean, think about this. Who loses? Other than the only people that lose, in my opinion, is WWE fans. Kind of sucks for them if prices start going up. Now, if everything stays the same, they don't lose. No one loses in this deal. But UFC fans could lose, I guess, if you don't want any of that WWE vibe coming in. I guess you could say they lose. I don't want UFC to change much. We need a Fertitta's back, Sicilian gangster mofos. I mean, yeah. But they didn't make the moves. You know what I'm saying? Like Dana was they had the money. They had the balls. Dana was the guy, though. He's the guy that pulled what he said went. Two different sports, if you can call WWE. Yeah, WWE is not a sport. It's, we know what it is. Like, it's a soap opera. It's a male soap opera. Soap opera for the men. WWE vibe. I've been bleeding in for years. I am curious, though. I do want to speak to someone that is locked into the WWE world. Maybe I will find a channel that... Give me... If you guys are WWE fans, is there a channel that you follow? Maybe I'll get a WWE channel. I want to get their opinion on this because, I'm trying to pull this information in here, and I don't think it's necessarily terrible. I did cringe when I heard it. I was like, oh, fuck, are you kidding me? But then once I started pulling in the facts, I don't see much horrible happening. I don't. I mean, it could all fall apart, but I don't see that happening. JOF is enough WWE for me. No stress here. Denise Salcido on. She's big into wrestling. I never even heard Denise Salcido. Oh, I never heard that. Joe Cronin, haven't watched him in a long time though. So I know Joe, but not like, it's weird. That poor guy, man. I don't know what's going on. The last time I checked in on him, he I don't know what's going on, but it seems like he was doing fucking phenomenal, and then I don't know, man. But yeah, you know what? Maybe he would be a good guy to talk to about that. Yeah, because he's been plugged into that world for a very long time.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Kevin.
Back in business, baby. Can't keep a brown man down. What a difference a day makes. Donos are pouring in. Channel is up and running. Life is good in the hood.
It is good, baby. It is good. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that donation. Thank you so much. Let's see. Must check out JD from New York, 206. That is his YouTube channel. Okay, he's the guy you watch. Yeah, you know what? Shoot a DM. Hit us up on Discord or at the MMA-Holes on Twitter or Instagram. If there's a WWE guy that you would, I would be interested in hearing their thoughts. I think a crossover would be. I mean, listen, we're married now. We're gonna have to figure out what's going on here. We have to figure out how to coexist. I am not a WWE fan. I'm not. I was when I was a kid. Now I have a son on the way. I'm assuming my son's gonna be into it. But who knows, man? I'm gonna raise him on the UFC. He might not even care about WWE. I have no idea. But listen, I got to be open here. I got to figure things out. I got to figure out. Like, I don't want to sit through these events. I don't need WWE in my life. I miss WrestleMania. It didn't bother me in any way. I don't know who won. Nor do I care. But now we're kind of locked together. So now we got to figure this out. Let's talk about the event that's happening this Saturday. Let's get back down to the business here. Let's stop talking about WWE for a sec and talk about the UFC 287 because that's happening. It's happening, guys. Fight Buddies is back. We'll be live on Saturday, so I'll keep you guys enthralled and excited. I mean, WWE, there's not really much more unless there's more information released on prices or anything. There's really not much more we can say about it. When I open up phone lines, we'll talk about it if you want. But let's talk about this. Let's go over to the UFC card, okay? UFC 287. Now, Jorge Masvidal says that if he loses against Gilbert Burns, that's it. Street Jesus is donezo. That's coming from the gangster's mouth right there. Jorge Masvidal says that is it. So let's see. This could be the last one, Masvidal. This is on MMA Junkie. Masvidal said during a UFC 287 countdown episode, which I didn't see yet, if I lose, I'm pretty much calling it quits. But if I win, a win against Gilbert means that things are headed in the right direction. So if I roll the dice and do everything right, I'm going for it all. That makes sense. Masvidal, what, 38? Yeah, 38 years old. So Jorge Masvidal, yes. I mean, come on. You're 38 years old. He's got like 9 lives. He keeps finding his way in the mix, and it just doesn't work out for him. He's so close. Fought his former friend. That fell apart. Now, somehow, if he beats Gilbert Burns, you could make an argument that he could be up in the mix to fight Leon Edwards. I mean, I don't think he deserves it, but he could. He's there. He's right back in the picture. The storyline's there. But if he doesn't, he got the game bred, and now you got WWE happening. So, I mean, listen, and I think Masvidal did do a little WWE stuff, if I'm not mistaken.
CBD.
This could be it.
CBD. 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 CBD.
CBD.
CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. It helps with healing process and inflammation and stuff like that. So you want to get these for before or after the fight training and make your life a better place.
Don't worry, MOS. Even if the merger gives us much easier access to the fights, I will still always rather listen to you and Jess while watching the fights than the UFC commentary.
Let's go, baby.
Y'all motherfuckers have P4P, PvP and commentary.
Come on!
Fist, flexed biceps.
Woo!
There.
We riding, boys! We riding! That's the ninja choke right there. Let's go! Hey, if you could do me a favor and choke that like button too, smash it up, choke it, strangle it, knock it out. Thank you, Ninja Choke. Appreciate that. Listen, no matter what, there's going to be an evolution with this channel. Merge, no merge. We're always going to constantly be changing. Like now we're doing widescreen over here. We're in 4K. We're constantly, we got new graphics over here. And that's not graphic. I put this new room up. You know, I put all these fish in here. We're always evolving over here. We'll always be changing. So, listen, change is not necessarily bad. You know, we'll evolve and we'll delight you in all the different ways we can. And thank you so much, Ninja Choke. Did you guys see this? I had a good chuckle at this on our gaming channel, not the MMA-Holes. Jorge Masvidal has kind of lost his mind.
Ooh, I have to get your attention real
Ooh.
quick. Ooh, I have to get your attention real quick. Ooh, I have to get your attention real quick. Ooh, I have to get your attention real quick. Ooh, I have to get your attention real quick.
What do you guys think? I mean, that was pretty badass, right? Like, I mean, that's smooth as hell. Here's the shadow in the background. As he comes in, he creeps in, he goes, oh, I'm coming in. Whoa, look at me go. Hey. What is he doing?
Ooh, I have to get your attention real quick.
Guys. It never gets old. And yes, rest in peace, Kimbo, man. Poor Kimbo is rolling over in his grave. Jorge Masvidal, this is the promo for his Gamebred boxing that he didn't show up at because he has a big fight this weekend, 287. But yeah, Jorge says if he loses to Gilbert, that's it. What do you guys think here? What's going on? What's going on with this guy? Who's letting him do this? Who's signing off on this? Whee! We have a couple of... I'll throw some memes up. Shout out to Kainoto. The meme master that he is. The meme master Kainoto. Here's Jorge getting ready for... There he is. The Karate Kid. There he is, Jorge. The crane, what is that called? Okay. Here's caution. I don't know if you see this. Hold on, let's get a little closer here. By the way, on the Discord, we have a meme section if you're creative. There's a caution, be careful. There's Jorge Masvidal. Watch out for the Jorge Masvidal crossing. Let's see what else we got over here. Help me. He's in a video game. There it is. Very nice. Help me. Dude, I used to love this fucking game. Oh my God. Talk about flashbacks. But there's Jorge's getting taken out here by the knives. Very nice. Here's Jorge. Okay, I think you get the point. I think you guys get the point, right? Thank you, Kainoto. The greatest. Here we go. Yes, there's Conor McGregor. Courtesy of Damn Savage. So yeah, check out Discord for that stuff. All right, I'm getting a little sidetracked here. Let's talk about some of the fights on this card. We'll open the phone lines. You guys want to talk to the people? You guys want to call in the show? Let me know with the ones if you want to chat. I mean, you guys have been like ridiculously supportive. Oh my God, you're still coming in. Thank you so much, guys.
BTW Moss, this is dirty, but whole I changed my name.
Wait, hold on. Would you? Stormy Daniels, Hush Money.
Thank you. You hear that jam?
Kimbo just had another heart attack. Honestly, I'm a long-time fan of Masvidal. I was pulling for him in his title fight against Melendez and Strikeforce. THST being said. What the fuck is this? He's so hilarious hopping around like a little gay-tard kid.
Listen, there is a stream where we met Jorge. The guy was delightful. Like the nicest fucking dude. Now he does owe my friend lunch money. Borrowed lunch money from my buddy. But anyway, super nice guy. Like Jorge is actually a really good dude other than him jumping people in the streets. Like he's actually a nice guy. Like if you meet him in person, super nice guy. And he's always exciting. Like you never like, oh, Jorge Masvidal is fighting. This fight's going to suck. You never have that feeling with Jorge, right? It's just some questionable decisions. The brilliance of him vamping his character. The Street Jesus, what's it called? 3-piece Minnesota, knocking out Darren Till. Like, he capitalized on that perfectly. The problem is, it was going so far that the fan base was getting so delusional, and they were buying into it, which is good for Jorge. But when you lose, it starts to completely fall apart. Like, look at Conor. Like, Conor's on a different level because this guy's now in movies and he's got this whiskey. So people, no matter what, are going to be super delusional for him. Listen, I get it. I get it. Like, Conor's starting to drive me nuts. But Jorge Masvidal was in this situation. They made a fake belt for him. The Rock's putting it around him. Like, it just got to the point where it was just getting really dumb. And, you know, the icing on the cake was, you know, him jumping Colby Covington in the streets. Like, it's like, bro, we don't need this. This doesn't need to be happening. This is just kind of, it's just silly. And he just keeps going with this gimmick and this shtick, and it's getting old. If you're not winning, none of this works, right? So, who knows? Jorge knocks out Gilbert Burns. He's back in business. Everyone's like, let's go Street Jesus. And away he goes. He fights Leon Edwards. He 3-pieces, and so does him in the octagon. My man's 40 years old, becomes the champion. What a story, right? What a story. It really is an amazing story, because Jorge went from fighting in the streets to the up and downs of his career, not knowing what weight class he's in, victim of bad decisions, losing embarrassingly to a friend that said he's a bad father and all this stuff, getting arrested, and then next thing you know, he's a champion. It really is a wild up and down roller coaster story. Very difficult to root for the guy at this point. But I promise you this, if Jorge Masvidal finds a way to beat Burns and somehow gets his way to a Leon Edwards fight and fights for a championship and wins, that's a movie right there. That is a movie. That is a movie. So I would like to see that. But it's at this stage of the game, I'm having trouble, man. He's not making it easy. Not making it easy. He has a path to the belt. He does. But he's got to do one fight at a time, and fighting Gilbert Burns is no easy task. UFC 287. Are you excited about this card? You pumped up? You fired up? I am. I like the fact that Pereira is speaking English now. Like, Alex Pereira, hey buddy, Alex Pereira is speaking English. Look at this. I was like, what? Dude, when a fighter starts learning the language, I have nothing but respect. Look what it did for Paulo Costa. This guy started speaking English. He became a superstar. Never won a belt. Superstar. Like, everyone loves Costa, right?
Hi guys, the time has come. I have my first title defense on Saturday in Miami.
Now, it's okay if he speaks like a slow person. It's fine. He's still speaking the language.
And guest Israel Adesanya. Hi guys.
All right. There we go. I love this. We need Charles Oliveira to do this too. It's not easy. Especially the older you get, it gets more difficult to learn, right? I can't learn another language. Can't do it. But how crazy is that? Alex Pereira is trying to learn the language. So good on him. Makes me even more of a fan of this guy. So I got to be honest with you. I'm rooting for Pereira. I'm biased. And I'm liking Pereira more and more. I like that he trains at Glover. I don't have anything against Izzy. Like, I watched a little bit of his YouTube channel. He seems like a cool dude that, like, I would like to hang out with. Like, I wouldn't mind hanging out with Izzy. He seems like he's all right. You know, he seems like he's loyal to his friends and his family. He's aloof and weird, but he seems like a good human being. But for some reason, I can't root for him. I got to root for Pereira. I got to do it. Maybe it's because of Jesse's love for him. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fan base. I have no idea. Nothing against Izzy, but I'm going all in for Pereira. Now he's speaking English. Oh, I'm in, baby. I'm in. Alex all day.
Wonderful, wonderful.
But either way, whoever wins this fight, we win. It's not terrible. It's a good matchup. If Izzy wins, you're seeing this again, and I got to be honest with you, I don't mind. I don't. I mean, yeah, maybe it holds up the division a little bit, but still, I like it. I'm juiced up. There's not many Izzy fights that get me going. Fight Monster Pereira, I'm interested. So let me know in the chat. Are you down? Are you excited about this fight? Who's going to win it? I'm leaning towards Pereira, especially if my man's still getting plus money, which I think he is. Where are you? Alex. He's still getting plus money, plus 111. All right. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. So let me know in the chat. What do you think? Main event action. IZZY versus Pereira. Are you pumped? Are you not pumped? Who's winning? Let me know in the chat. Hit the like button. I need another KO. Let's go, Alex. They should have Alex versus IZZY every weekend. Whoa. I'm rooting for IZZY this time. So Proud Babylonian moving over to IZZY. That's cool. Well, are you looking for the extra fight, or you just want to see something different? I get why some people are rooting for IZZY because, I mean, Pereira got him already 4 times. So it is a good story. IZZY would be very emotional if he wins. It'd be a good, interesting thing to see. Is he going to be running? It's going to be a great fight. I like them both a lot. Such talent. If Alex wins and goes up to middleweight, he's almost dead. The same up top as last few years, and nearly all have fought each other. Alex wins. IZZY wins the 4th. Alex wins the quintuplet. Yeah, it seems like you guys are pretty fired up for this. All right, real quick. Put it in the chat. IZZY, Pereira. IZZY or Alex? IZZY or Alex? Drop it in the chat right now. IZZY or Alex? IZZY or Alex? Who's winning this fight? And then we'll scroll through the rest of this puppy and talk about the phone calls. We'll have you guys call in. Okay, here we go. Alex. Brazil. Alex. Oh, wow. This could be a sweep. Alex wins. Moves up to take Hill's belt. Alex. There's an IZZY. Wow, man. Holy smokes. That line's probably going to move. I'm 50-50. Yeah, like, I don't hate IZZY. I don't. But I'm, for some reason, still rooting for Alex. I don't know why. It's nothing against Adesanya. It really isn't. IZZY does a lot of cardio, especially running in octagon circles. Yuri. IZZY ain't done. Alex, Grace Jones. Okay, there we go. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Thank you, chat.
Wonderful.
It just feels good to be back. It feels good, man. I feel like when we're on the main channel, I feel unstoppable. I feel like I just feel like we could just take on the world. You know? It feels great to be back on this channel. All right. Let's see what else here. So Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. Give me a picks in here. Throw it out there. I'm going Gilbert. Wow, maybe I should. Wow, a -500 favorite. 36, 38 years of age, 5'10", 5'11". Jorge does have the reach. Got an extra 3 inches. I just can't pick against Gilbert. I can't, but I could see a world where Jorge clips him. Damn, that's big underdog odds. Let's see what we got in the chat. Let's see. Burns round 1 sub. Just bleed. Burns no question. Burns, Jorge going for 4 losses. Masvidal, I think IZZY gets the job done. Decision win, and Alex Pereira moves up. Burns too fast for Masvidal. Damn, Masvidal's fast. Dude, Masvidal's quick. He's got quick hands. He's still got a lot of speed. Gilbert win by decision. Masvidal could win by KO. It's kind of wild, man. If Masvidal starches Burns, just gets in there and just runs him over, do you start questioning KHAMZAT? Or is it just matchups? Like, it's weird. Like, when Jorge was going into that fight with Darren Till, at that moment, at that time, I honestly thought Jorge had 0 chance to... Like, that was like the last time I believed in Darren. Darren was coming in as a monster. And Jorge smoked him, starched him. You know? Burns got wild. He got fucked up by Kamaru. I'm gonna leave the Dan Hooker thing out because that was another weight class. This fight is very fascinating. It really is, especially when they're dangling those big odds. So plus 360 here. On my bookie, they got him at a plus 349. My goodness. Plus 349. You're getting better on my bookie. Damn. They're just dangling that plus money. Anyone betting on Masvidal, I don't advise it because you got 2 guys with power. I don't know, man. Darren was in his prime. Yeah. The way when Masvidal, that to me is way bigger than the Askren fight. Way bigger. And then it rolled into the 3-piece in the soda afterwards. That was huge for Masvidal that night. What a night. Picks a hard one successfully. That's right. That's right. I'm going to be extra mystical for this card on Saturday. I'm going to bring my A game. Anyone betting on Masvidal in the chat? Masvidal, the next WWE guy. So he did go over, he did do wrestling. They did that fake flying knee with Paige Van Zandt. He's actually done that before, so I wouldn't be surprised. And the UFC seems to really like Jorge. So I honestly, I think he would go to WWE for something. There you go. He's going to WWE. MMA-Holes live again. Awesome. That's right, Turpy. We back in business. Was it AEW? Okay, all right, help me out here.
Casual.
What's the difference? What is the difference between AEW and WWE? Is it a completely different organization? Is it like completely different? Bellator. Okay, so it is different. Okay. I didn't know. So AEW is different. Okay. Wow. So AEW, how are they going to compete? Like, think about, what do you think Bellator is doing right now? What do you think Bellator and PFL are saying right now? Like, what could they possibly do to ever compete with the UFC, considering the UFC now has teamed up with the WWE? What could they do? There is nothing they can do. Bellator will never, ever be even remotely close to the UFC. Never. Like, Scott Coker's probably like, all right, I'm out. I mean, yeah, they'll get the leftovers. They'll just be known as the level above regional. Crazy, man. It's so crazy. Especially when you got guys that are going to retire and then go to the WWE and do their things there. So they're not going to retire and go to PFL, or not retire, leave the UFC and go to PFL, or even the boxing world. They might not even do that shit anymore. They might just say, hey, I'm going to go to WWE. I'll act for a little while. I'm scared they're going to turn into a freak show. So, Turpy, you just got in now. We spent a lot of time on it. I would urge you to go back in because we went up and down. Opening this show, I had an idea of where I wanted to go with it, but my opinion kind of swayed a little bit as we collected all the data. And overall, I feel that we're good. I think we're going to be fine. I do. I really think we're going to be good. In fact, I feel prices will go down. I think everything's going to be good. Now, WWE fans, I don't know. Scripted fights. I've seen a lot of people saying, we're going to hear a lot of that. We're going to hear it we're going to hear a lot. If a fight is a little sketch, a decision goes a little the wrong way, well, the UFC's, that's okay. That's where Bellator and PFL can kind of attack the UFC. They'll be like, well, what do you expect? They're connected to WWE. It's not real. Like, if anything, that's what they could say. Bellator could be like, listen, do you want to watch real fights? Or do you want to watch that fake stuff over there? That would be my attempt. That's what I would do. If I was Scott Coker, that's the angle I take. Listen, guys, if you want to watch fights, you come over to Bellator. We got some young, hot prospects coming up. Yes, we have some old UFC fighters, but at least they're real fights. That would be the angle. Now, could the UFC, could they just become a circus? Could they not be taken seriously where the fans are just like, yeah, I've had enough?
Wonderful, wonderful.
I mean, nothing's impossible.
Why did TMZ cover for Izzy when he got caught at the Rainbow Bar in Alphabet City? I forget what card that was at MSG? He should be the first LBGTQ ABC UFC fighter.
I don't remember that. Izzy, when he got caught in the Rainbow Bar in Alphabet City, I don't even know. I forgot what card that was. MSG. I don't even know that story. I don't remember. I don't recall that story. It wouldn't surprise me. Izzy's not the type of guy that'd say, ew, gay people. He seems like he's completely cool. You know, I don't know. Thank you. I've been watching UFC for years. There's been a few sus fights already, yes. But sus fights in Bellator too. Actually, I mean, boxing, any promotion I've watched, there have been fights where I'm like, hey, what's going on here? Judging, especially. But overall, I still am optimistic. I am. I have my concerns as a content creator. I think content creators have some issues here because now we have to play nice with WWE people in some sort of way. But, yeah, 8,000 asses in a seat. Yeah, listen, WWE is fine. But as a fan, I feel like ultimately, if you look at the motto for WWE, $5 a month and you're getting pay-per-views, if they're owned by the same company, it might go up a little bit for WWE, but it could only go down for the UFC, I would imagine. There are people that think that UFC has never thrown fights. So, man, never is like... to say never is like... You can't because you got James Krause. so you can't, you know? And then you do have corrupt judging. That's there. So yeah, you can't say never. If you think that's never happened, you're delusional. I mean, there's blatant evidence. Jeff Molina is in the chat, boys. You know, you can't say never. All right, so let's just scroll through the rest of this stuff. The WWE definitely took a lot of our time. I do want to get some calls. So, I did hear Chris Barnett did fall out, which is a bummer. Let's see. So, but Carl Williams has stepped in for Chase Sherman. Okay. Carl Williams coming off the Contender Series. Got a win over Bresky. Okay. He's a minus 500 favorite. Damn. Yo, Chase going in there. Damn, poor Chase. Oh, my goodness. Wow. This dude coming off of one win after the Contender Series and being a minus 500 against a veteran. Okay. You got Curtis Gastelum. You got Rosas Jr. By the way, above Curtis and Jackson. Like, what? So Curtis and Gastelum headlining the prelims, that makes all the sense. So I guess that's where we are. Hold on. Let me just double check. That is, dude, that's what you got to do. I understand Chris Curtis probably wants to be on the pay-per-view, but, dude, that's like prime real estate. That's so perfect. You want to get ready for a pay-per-view? Bang, you put that fight up top there. Dude, that's fire. That's fire, man. I am not upset in any way. Hopefully Chris doesn't take it as an insult. Rosas Jr., though, opening up the main card. I mean... That I could understand people being upset with, considering the guy's, 18 years old, 7 fights, fighting a guy 8-1-0 on the main card. But this kid Rosas got buzz, man. He is. I can't wait to see this kid fight over and over again. Like, this kid's fun. He's so fucking young, but he doesn't act that way. You got Kevin Holland against Ponzinibbio. You got Giannis versus Font. It's a fire bantamweight fight, and you got the top 2 over there. Karate Hottie, I'm just like so over her. I've had it. Like, she's very talented. She'll never be a champion. She seems like a complete sweetheart, but my God, I'm over it. I'm just over it. Let's see what else here. Cynthia Cavillo, she had a brain fart moment where she just gave up. I thought she was going to retire. Now she's on a 4-fight skid, but at least she's fighting Godinez. Godinez is a lot of fun, so that should be a good scrap. And then you got a couple of... you got Nudenbeck is back. Oh, boy. His last fight was the Minner fight. So the last time this dude fought, that whole James Krause controversy happened. So he's back in business. He'll always be connected to that fight. All right, so it starts off, a little... who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
I mean, if you're an avid fan, you kind of remember some of these guys' Contender Series or whatever. But then once we start getting into, like, the Cavillo versus Godinez and, should we know Sherman? Yeah, so, I mean, we pretty much know the names on this card. They're decent matchups. Is this pay-per-view blowing the doors off? Is this, like, pay-per-view of the year? No, it's not. But it's got some really good matchups. It's just a solid card. Worth 85? No, it's not. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Guys, is Is this worth $85? Is this card worth $85? I don't think so. I'm excited. I'm going to pay for it. But I don't. Because what happens? Pereira, God forbid something happens. Izzy Pereira, you know, that fight falls off. You know, you got Burns Masvidal. It's a great fight. Is that a main event? For a BMF belt, maybe. It's a great fight. It's worth $100. Could be card of the year. Listen, it could be a fun card. I don't know. Card of the year. I don't know, man. I need a little, like, as a, I don't know, man. I don't feel like this brings casuals in. I'm interested. I like a lot of these fights on this card. You do have what? How many female fights? You have 3 female fights on the card. 1, 2, 3. So you have 3 WMMA fights on there and 10 men. Sometimes the female fights have been pretty good lately. I mean, you got back. Font versus Giannis is a really good fight. Yeah, the top 3 are solid. Although if Izzy runs in the main event, or if there's a lot of wrestling, it's a stack card. Okay, all right. I give it a 7.5.
Wonderful.
Out of 10 before we watch.
Besides CM Punk and Lesnar, did anyone else go from WWE to UFC? Do you imagine anyone else will try that, or it will be a one-way street from UFC to WWE?
My friend that got me into the UFC went WWE to UFC. Brock Lesnar got him into it, and at Giant Games he would constantly say, "Bro, did you see Brock Lesnar in UFC?" And I would just dismiss it. And then eventually I gave in, and I wound up loving the UFC. But will it go the other way? It could. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe. It's so weird. How could you go from UFC to WWE, right? I feel like WWE to UFC is a better... Yeah, Sonosi went WWE. I feel like that is an easier conversion. I don't know how you can sell me... Like, I got UFC, and now we're going to go to fake fighting. I like theatrics, but not that much. But WWE to UFC, I feel like it's such an easier... I'm not buying it, especially after 2 pay-per-views in March. Too many pay-per-views too close together. Yeah, it's just super expensive. So I give this card a 7.5 out of 10. And it's no disrespect, but I'm thinking this, like, juice level. Is it going to bring the casuals? I always think about that. Is it going to bring the casuals? As an MMA fan, we should be very excited about this card. But the reason why I drop it down a little bit is I feel casual fans don't care. I feel like if I walk the streets and say, "Hey, are you excited about Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira, their 4th fight?" They'll be like, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
Who the fuck is that guy?
I do. I feel that. But as an MMA fan, I do think that this is a solid card. And I think Saturday we're going to have a pretty decent turnout because I think a lot of people aren't buying this event. I do. If you're buying the event, I urge you to use our link in the description. We'll be buying the event. But if you're not, which I think majority of people won't, I like to judge cards by how many pay-per-views they're going to sell. This is not going to sell many. This is going to be like, got a link? This is a got a link card. It's going to be a fun card to watch. Good matchups. Like, I mean, Kevin Holland's a beast. Fucking Font versus Giannis is a massive matchup there. Gilbert Burns versus Masvidal, we know it's going to be a barn burner. Alex versus Izzy is just, the story alone makes it fascinating. And Alex being able to knock you out all the way up until the 5th round makes an Izzy fight even more exciting. Curtis Gastelum is great. You know, there's so many good fights on this card. As an MMA fan, I just don't think the pay-per-view is going to be there. The live gate will be good. Well, it's in Miami. Yeah, I think you have Masvidal's push. I think that gate's going to do very well. Yeah, the gate will do fine. But let's be serious. Like, if I were to poll the chat, are you going to buy this? I guarantee like 80% of our audience is not going to buy it. Maybe more. You know? But like I said, I can't stress it enough. If you're going to buy this card, use our ESPN link in the description down below.
Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ. All right, we're going to get ready for some phone lines here. We got Chubbs, been a member or just re-upped his membership. Thank you, Chubbs. Appreciate that. Oh, no, Chubbs has been a member for 26 months. Damn, thank you, Chubbs.
Super chat.
26 months.
If they can weather modify in the sky and speculate on the commodities market, they can cheat the fans in MMA.
Whoa. If they can weather modify in the sky and speculate on the commodities market, they can cheat the fans in MMA. That's a good point. Thank you for the 1999, my man. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. They can. It's true.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We got Chubbs coming in.
Burns is going to completely dominate Jorge. That fight is not going to be close. Gloves will be laid at the end when he's finished in the first.
You know what? Think about it. We're in Miami. I mean, the stage is set. Jorge wins, the roof blows off the building. He gets on the mic, does his does the call out. I want the belt. I want this and that. The place goes nuts, goes crazy. He loses the fight. Puts him down inside the center of the octagon. In Miami, place loses it. He retires in his backyard where, it's perfect. Win or lose, Jorge has a magical moment. So, yeah, it's a big Friday. Saturday's a massive night for Masvidal. It's a massive night for Masvidal fans and haters, I guess you could say. But there's a reason why he didn't show up at his own promotion. He's taking this very serious. Win or lose, it's going to be a special night. Might be a reason to buy the pay-per-view. That is a very interesting storyline.
Wonderful, wonderful.
MMA-Hole.
I'll send you the video with him at the bar all over some dude. That guy Harvey from TMZ is a rainbow.
Yes.
That's probably why it got swept under the rug, like he was just having fun at some regular bar and not a male-only club on FC MMA-Holes #1. Cheers.
So he's all over a dude, and all right. Well, hey, listen, it wouldn't surprise me. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see that video. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take some phone calls. Now, if you want to call up the show, it's super simple. There's a Discord. There's a Discord link down below. If one of the moderators maybe could throw it in the live chat, I'd appreciate it. All you got to do is find our little MMA Holes icon. In fact, let me do this. We got people calling already. I'm going to just put hi. I'm going to put hi in our MMA Holes section. Oops, I put it in the wrong place, but let me put it over here. Hi. Oh, dude, I did see ARIEL. I saw someone post. Once again, MMA Hour did Kayla Harrison terrible again, but they made a thumbnail. This poor girl doesn't get a break. All right, so I put hi in there in the Discord. You right-click it. You see the icon. Just hit call. We'll get to everyone in queue. We'll try to make it as quick as possible. But I do want to get your opinion on 287, and I definitely want to get your opinion on WWE, the merge at UFC. Are you scared? Are you optimistic? Are you a WWE fan? What can we expect? There's so many things I want to get out of the audience's mind from all over the world. Call the Discord, and we'll be back after this quick break. Stand by. Stand by, my friends. We are live on the main channel. All right, we'll be right back, guys. Actually, hold on a second.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We got a donation coming in.
Jorge is going to get the make Burns cry in the cage once again. I saw Jorge beat the shit out of James Krause live. Oh, how the universe has come full circle. Jeff Molina BJ face.
All right, there we go. In honor of that donation, while we take this quick break, can you just spam the chat with Molina's, please? Molina's in the chat. Very fitting. Thank you so much for that donation. You are a savage. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We'll be right back. Stand by. Stand by. I just realized something here. Let me do something really quick. Hold on a second. Wow, the wind is crazy right now. Stand by. Stand by. You can stare at this beautiful woman getting ready to punch you in the face. All right, hold on. Display. La-di-da-di-da. Stand by, stand by. I didn't do it. Okay, here we go. Okay, ready? Stand by, stand by. All right, we're back.
Cheers. Underworld of Legends. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you. Have to get used to this this widescreen setup here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are rocking the widescreen because we want to keep on changing the game here. So if you put your phone sideways, you can see we fill up your whole screen. We're doing things a little different here. Coming in at 4K, we're doing things wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. So there we go. Taking over the world. That's right, Sober Carl. All right, let's open up the phone lines. If you want to call the show, it's super simple. Just hop in our Discord, find our little MMA-Holes icon, and just hit call. Okay? Let's see. Who do we got? Who wants to chat? Okay, let's put the high score king up in here. Sidosi, you there?
I'm the best.
All right, welcome to the stream.
Yes, sorry, I got a little delay there. So you're looking pretty good with the widescreen.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, we got the whole widescreen action going on here. Just changing shit up.
What you gotta let me know what you need next, because first it was the screen. I mean the PS5. Then it was the screen capture card. You gotta let me know what you need next.
You're a sugar daddy. Yes, we don't know what happened to the Hearns, man. The Hearns just come. I don't know. I hope he's okay, man. I hope the Hearns is all right. But yes.
I might have whacked my. It had to be number one, no matter what. No, I'm joking. It's fine.
Did D-Rest get him? Did you or D-Rest get who got the Hearns? What happened to this guy, La Tortilla? We miss him. Anyway, what are your thoughts? I mean, we got a lot of stuff here. We got WWE. We got 287. What's on your mind?
I feel like I'm gonna get most of 287 out of my mind by the time we get to next week's show. So I'll talk about the WWE thing since that's a little fresher.
Okay.
So right now, I thought of something very interesting. Well, two things. One, I hope in 2025, if they come up with a new deal or something, that they actually bring back sponsorships, like the old shorts or something closer to the old design.
Mm-hmm.
But a little bit more freedom, because if they got the money, they can probably justify it.
Yeah, I mean,
as long as they don't go to ESPN, I mean.
It would be nice if they can bring back the banners, the shorts, all that stuff. Give us that old retro feel. Get the fighters more money, and then on top of it, the fighters are getting bigger purses. No one's complaining anymore. Like I'm kind of done with all the fighter pay stuff, and I just want to enjoy the fights and just stop seeing all the complaints. I think fixing fights is going to be a big thing. Like that's what everyone's going to be going for right now. But yeah, I'm with you. I hope they do that.
So it's like a thing. Someone just mentioned. You had to mention those. I was about to make that joke. DC Brock.
Oh my God.
Now we can get it. I mean, you gotta realize Brock Lesnar is officially attached to the UFC again.
Mm-hmm.
We can get him for UFC 300.
Listen, that's not happening. But we will see DC.
I know.
We will see DC in WWE with Brock. You probably will see some chair go over someone's head. I guarantee it, man. It's inevitable.
But what I'm saying is there's a chance that there's a very small chance we might get a UFC 300 appearance by Brock Lesnar fighting, is what I'm saying. Not necessarily with DC, but maybe they'll give him a one-off one like they did with 200. Because, it's only by next year. I mean, Brock Lesnar's only in his 40s. He could probably do it.
I tell you what, if they did like Brock Lesnar versus a John Jones, if they said, this is what we're going to do, I could totally see it. Like Brock Lesnar's like, John Jones, I want you. And then John Jones wins and John Jones goes, Brock, I want you. And then they do a crossover where they fight in the UFC for real and then fight in the WWE. Like, I would be down. Like, I would be down for that. Like, I don't care. That's fun. As long as it happens in the UFC,
Yeah. UFC first, then WWE, if anything.
Yeah.
Cross promote. That's how you make some money.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a smart tactic.
Well,
I know people go like.
It would make more sense in WWE first because you got the massive. Like, think about this. Like, think about an 80,000 seat arena, and John Jones pops out, and he's face to face with Brock Lesnar. Now you got all these fans, and I'm gonna fight you for fucking real. We're not playing here, And then that rolls over to the big pay-per-view of the UFC, dude. Like. It's just, it'd be nuts.
Miles, I know how you spin this easily. WrestleMania is in April. UFC 300 next year will hit in the summer months. You have the build-up happen in between. You have WrestleMania be where they first meet, and then they settle the rest on UFC 300 because that'll be the closest thing to a WrestleMania for them.
No brainer.
That's how you tie it over.
Yep.
That's how you tie it over, make some big money.
100%. I guarantee they're thinking these things. Guarantee it. And then when you're thinking, like, I'm just trying to figure where the value is with the UFC rolling over to WWE. Like, I don't know. I feel like WWE has such a massive audience. They don't really need the UFC, but it doesn't hurt, right? It won't hurt them, I don't think. There'll still be more eyes coming over. So
ads to ads, potential production increase, like I said, and also the most important thing. Job secured for fighters, people like Kobe Covington, Usman, people who are partial successes, or even people like Sean O'Malley. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, you are injured for a little bit, but you can't fully recover. Okay, do a part-time appearance in WWE. You don't even have to fight per se. You could do a couple bumps here and there. I mean, you're still risking getting hurt. You just can't do it full time, but you can still do that stuff.
That would
suck. I think it's a very good opportunity.
If like your premier athletes go over to WWE and get hurt, like by some freak acting accident, and then they can't fight in the UFC, that would be brutal. That would be rough to see. But you know what? It's funny.
You have to be very careful.
Lil Seal puts, where does Jake Paul fit in all this? It's funny you say that because
Logan Paul. Logan Paul's in WWE.
Yep, Logan's there. You got Prime with the UFC. I mean, this is nuts. The money, the sponsorships, these characters. All right, I'm going to say this here. Here's my prediction. The first crossover that we're going to see is Logan Paul in the UFC, in WWE, crossover to the UFC and fight for real. That's guaranteed. No doubt in my mind that's going to happen.
I mean, they were talking about it for a while, and first was the Prime thing, then is WWE. Yeah, he'd probably be the first cross-promotional star.
It would be massive.
That could be easy.
Yeah, it would make anything Jake Paul did it would just dwarf it, because you have Logan Paul, who's becoming a massive star in the WWE, going over to fight for real. We did this stream and we predicted it once again. We said that Logan Paul was going to be the next Brock Lesnar. We said it here on the MMA-Holes Live. We said it. You heard it here. And I'm telling you right now, we are one step closer. Logan Paul will fight in an octagon. There's not a doubt in my mind anymore.
So there's one more thing I want to mention, and then I'm gonna head out because I know you guys have a lot of calls. I just picture this right now because WWE has 2-3 shows a week and stuff. Instead of just social media and stuff, I could picture these UFC fighters popping up on, I don't know, Raw or SmackDown, interfere with a match or some shit in between the crossover. Because now you're getting more eyes into UFC. Oh my God, he came out of whatever. McGregor
100%.
came out with a steel chair, whatever silly bullshit you want to picture. But you can sell more seats with ads with that alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this is gonna turn into a circus. There's no doubt about it. All right, Sonosi, thanks for the call, man.
Yeah, you have a good one.
Okay, there's Sonosi calling in. Listen, I'm glad Lil Seal jumped in with that Jake Paul thing because it's something I did want to touch on. We did a whole stream on it. A whole stream saying, I literally had a thumbnail saying Logan Paul's going to be the next Brock Lesnar. We're there. Now, do you want to see that? I could understand people like, oh, here we go with this guy. I can't stand Logan Paul. I'm not a Logan Paul fan. I'm not. But I respect him as an athlete. The dude flies around like it's crazy. This guy was a YouTuber, and the dude's a complete athlete. Now, the thing that gets tricky is how does USADA work now? Because if you're having fighters cross over, you got to be tested for 6 months or sex months. So how does that work? Or does the UFC just do away with USADA and we're roided up again? What do you think in the chat? This is a whole new conversation that jumps up there. Listen, if you're not a WWE fan, I get it. If you can't stand this topic and this conversation, I totally understand. If this turns you off on the UFC because of this connection, I totally get it because I'm not a WWE guy. But we have to put these what if scenarios out there because it's very possible that a lot of these things are going to happen, whether you like it or not. I see Undeniable say they won't cross over. Bro, you definitely are not latched into business here, man. They are going to cross over. There is not a doubt in the world, in my mind. WrestleMania sucked. I didn't see it. Vince loves juiced up wrestlers. WWE is fixed. Well, that's the point, right? I think it's supposed to be fixed, right? Let's see what else we got over here. Okay. We got some callers coming in. We got a hot topic tonight. Wow, we haven't had this for... Here we go. Check it out. Check it out right now. Kendall, you there?
Hey, how's it going, Mom?
Well, I'm doing wonderful. Long time no speak.
I know, it's been quite a while. How's everything going with you guys?
Listen,
welcome back, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to be back home. Love this. By the way, there's some rumblings at XMMA. Have you heard about what's going on with XMMA?
Tell me. No, I haven't.
Oh, this is bad news. Like, there was a message dropped on their Facebook that the event is canceled on Friday, but it's nowhere else to be found about this information. Fighters are finding out from this Facebook post that it's not happening. We don't know what's going on. We're in the dark. We're trying to find out what's going on. They're not answering our calls. They're not answering fighters' calls. It's a weird situation.
Oh, snap. Okay, well, I'll keep an ear to the ground in that case.
That's right. We need any. I even messaged Mo. He's been dead silent, so I don't know what's going on. And Mo's our guy. So I'm hoping that everything's okay with XMMA and the fighters over there. I hope they don't get screwed.
Yeah, shoot. They've been around for a while. I think they first started in Canada at least 10 years back or so. But, wow, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's okay. I don't know what's going on.
Me too. Okay, so what's going on in your life?
Oh, shoot. Well, hey, there's some hotties coming into the pillow fighting realm. There's, more countries that are coming online. I think like Bulgaria as well. So, like, I'm just seeing things pop up all over the world, just like in combat sports in general. And aside from pillow fighting, BYB was just in Dubai. And I think that's really awesome and amazing for athletes all over the world, not just, male athletes, but female athletes, because over there, like overseas, there's not as many opportunities for fighters to compete in certain countries. So it's really great to see the sport of bare knuckle really picking up a lot of traction over in that part of the world. And then just like local stuff, Rise Fighting's got something going on in April. And then I think next weekend there's UFC 287. Is that coming to Miami? I think that's what's happening. This
Saturday. Yep, Miami. It's going to be crazy. Actually, yeah. Are you going to that?
No, I'm not going to it. Where's my media pass?
We tried. Your photo guy, we tried to get him into... actually, I'm curious if he put in for this one.
But yeah, I don't know if we're on their naughty list. I have no idea what's going on. But we're going to try one of these events. We're going to get one of our guys or gals in. Yeah,
You've got to.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Chris Barnett. He's pretty cool. I met him, back in December at my last pillow fight, and he's super supportive. So I'm rooting for him.
I got bad news,
and then
Kendall.
obviously,
I have horrible. Hold on, Kendall. I have horrible news for you. He's not fighting.
Uh-oh.
He pulled. He's not in the card on the card.
What? Since
Yeah.
when?
It's not happening. They substituted another black person. They tried to fool us here, as he's not fighting.
Stop.
Yeah, Carl Williams
Oh
is
my
stepping
God.
in.
Maybe that's why he's not responding to my DMs.
Yeah, Chris he's a tough guy. Like he's such a nice dude, but he's a little flaky in the DMs. I've noticed.
I don't handle that well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's not on this card, unfortunately. I did want to see him fight.
Oh, whatever. He needs to teach me how to do a proper backflip.
It's crazy, right? The mobility of that man is wild.
It's unreal. Isn't he built like a Honda Civic and he's doing backflips in the octagon? What the heck?
Yeah. More like a punch buggy, I would go with, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, what else is going on? How was PFL this past weekend?
So it was all right. It wasn't that great. The Game Bred PFL thing, we were reacting to both, and Marlon Moraes got injured on the PFL fight.
Oh.
There was a lot of humping going on. It was kind of lackluster, unfortunately. I had high hopes, but they kind of failed me on this card. So on to the next.
Well, bummer. Well, at least we got a GOAT at that Game Bred card. Danielle, Pitbull Mafia.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, she fought on that card. That's correct.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like a GOAT takeover down here in South Florida. And I also wanted to say thanks for featuring Roy Echeverria and the Law of the GOAT. That was super awesome of you guys. That's like amazing.
I like Roy a lot. I really do. I appreciate the introduction. He's such a nice dude. I'll support him no matter what. He seems like a cool guy.
Heck yeah, he's the heartbeat for sure. And he's a huge inspiration to the guys down there. He is the culture, so it's nice to know him and watch him grow as an athlete.
Absolutely, he'll be back in the Contender Series, no doubt.
Oh, for sure. He's gonna be on the Ultimate Fighter. He has to get in there somehow.
Yeah, that would be good.
He will.
That would be really good. I think he's doing fine, though. I saw him. He was on some sort of boat with a nice, I don't know, with a jacuzzi on it. Like, what the hell? Hold on. Let me pull it up here.
He's on top of the water.
Yeah, he's just doing his thing. The Unbroken. Hold on. Let's see. Let me pull it up. I'm like, look at this guy. I don't feel bad for this guy.
He's fancier than I am.
Yeah, this guy's just chilling, man. He's got the life. Yeah, so I'm glad he's doing all right, man. He's a nice guy.
That's Miami for you.
Yeah. Looks like such a horrible place to live.
Oh, yeah. And then they just drive the Lamborghinis right up into the goat shed. Like, what?
What a place, huh? You still training over there?
Yeah, I am actually. So I'll be fighting soon again. I may be going to the UK for some pillow fighting event, and then maybe you'll see me on ESPN later this year.
Very nice. All right, looking forward to that. All right, Kendall. We'll keep kicking ass, okay?
All right, I'll let you know about XMMA and see if I can't find out anything for you.
Yeah, let's see if you can pull some strings and tell them to stop keeping us hanging. All right, Kendall, have a good night.
Okay. Take care. Bye, guys.
There's Kendall, the pillow fighting, not champion, but soon to be champion. Kendall Volker. Go follow her on IG. Kendall Volker. Hold on, I'll pull her up so we can give her a pop. Here, Kendall. Dun 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 dun. Here's Kendall. All right, here we go. So it is Kendall AHL _Volker VOELKER. Go follow her on IG and say, hey, the MMA-Holes sent me. The MMA-Holes sent me. Do it. Let's take some more calls over here. Yeah, the XMMA fight. I think the rumor is they're going to move it to May. We're supposed to actually show it on our channel. So hopefully. By the way, I want to say a shout out before we get into the next call to Damn Savage and Little Seal. I think we got the two most solid, like, it's been a minute, but we finally got two of the most lockdown solid moderators on YouTube. So shout out to those boys over there. doing their thing. Thank you, guys. And Lil Seal has been dropping in the freaking the timestamps. Dude, the timestamps this guy's been. I was shocked. We did a gaming stream. It was very late. I'm playing baseball, getting high, just thinking nothing of it. I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I see like a little alert, and he's got the timestamps on the fucking baseball gaming stream. So this dude's a fucking legend. Thank you to Little Seal for that, and thank you, Savage, as well. All right, let's get back into the phone calls. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. What do we got here? We got Ryan. Ryan Kills. Ryan, you there?
Hey, Moss.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice.
I got things I want to talk about. First off, I just want to give a happy birthday shout out to Ninja Choke.
Yes, happy birthday to Ninja. Is today the... I'm all fucked up. It's today?
Yeah, it's today.
All right.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you very much. Ninja Choke. Happy birthday,
Okay.
man.
So the first fight I want to talk about,
Okay.
we are all hammering that round 1 prop on Nerdy and Becky, right?
Wait, hold on. What are we doing?
We're all hammering the round 1 KO prop on Nerdenbeek. I think that's how you say his name. The guy that the
Yeah.
James Krause, Derek Minner situation.
Yes. Yeah. He's
that was a joke.
He's
But,
back since. Yeah. I guess we should, right?
Yep. I feel terrible for Chase Sherman having a harder opponent now. Like, him versus Chris Barnett was going to be like one of those Clash of the Titans kind of fights.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to be probably one-sided.
Yeah, it does suck to see Chase take a guy that he's even bigger underdog against, and
Yeah.
it's a bummer, man.
Last fight, I am looking forward to the return of BBBBB Joe Pyfer.
Joe Pyfer, wow. Okay,
He's
hold on a
fighting
second. Here he is.
GM3.
There you go. Oh, that's right. You know what? Yeah, Pyfer. Like, people love Pyfer, man. People are fired
Dana
up.
loves him.
Yeah, came in the Contender Series, got the knockout, then a knockout 6 months ago against Alan Amadovsky. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Big step up against GM3.
Yep. Hope he gets it done.
Mhm.
That's all from me. Have a good stream, man.
All right, thank you. There's Ryan coming in. See, look at that. I like that. He's hitting some of the fights that we haven't really given much love to, so I like that. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. We got a member here, Double Championship. Let me just let this play.
Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ. Thank you for becoming a double champ. Warmeds. Let's go, Warmeds.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Who else we got over here? Who else we got on here? We got a little NHN.
Chris.
How you doing, Ann? What's going on?
Wonderful one.
Nice.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, Ann. WWE, UFC, merged up. What are your thoughts?
Hey, WWE.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I already said I don't like WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a hardcore fan of UFC, so, MMA. Yeah. I mean, I can't do anything about it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, but I hope it doesn't go against us and cost even more of us hardcore fans to say bye-bye, because if you raise the price even more, or I don't know. You've got so many packages for this and that. In order to watch this, you have to pay this if you want to see this. I don't know. It may turn some people on, it may not. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the prices just immediately start going up even more after they've been constantly raising them, that is rough. That is not going to make UFC fans happy.
Casuals will be fine, but not ones that have been watching it since the beginning, like me. So.
Yeah. I don't see anyone being happy if that happens. Hopefully that's not going to be the case. I know inevitably as time passes things become more expensive, inflation, I get it, but when you have WWE charging their fans $5 a month and you get everything, I think, I'm hoping the UFC follows suit and makes it more affordable.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Give me something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me something. It'd be a lot better than how I'm doing it now. But, it's just a lot of money. Like you said, we're like the only ones that have to pay that much in order to, watch the UFC or pay-per-view. You pay real high price, and if you don't want to, then you do it the other way that other people have been doing it, which probably more have illegally.
Yeah. I think there's some fans that it doesn't affect in any way. I say we stay optimistic. I do feel like, because it's so absurd now, the price. I think that this is an ESPN problem. It was in their contract that it was supposed to go up X amount of times in order for ESPN to get their money back. So I feel like this is an ESPN thing, and I feel when the contract is up in 2025, which makes me wonder how many times is this thing going to go up more until that contract is over. It still could get hiked up. 2025 is not like right around the corner. We still have some time. 23, 24. So it's probably going to go up some more. And then when that contract is up, I'm curious if they're going to be able to strike a deal and make it similar to the UFC. Fingers crossed. I mean, WWE. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that would be the only good thing to come out of it. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If that would be fine with me. Hey, I'll pay $5 or $10 to watch it.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be very nice.
And right now, we got to pay for ESPN Plus, even if you want to watch these fight nights, and just everything else. Like everybody says, you got to pay for this. You got your internet. You got this separate. And you got to pay if you want to. Everybody's having. It's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty soon you're gonna have to pay. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe to go to the toilet.
They want your firstborn child in order to watch an events. And if you don't have children, they want a leg. They want it all.
Yeah, it's true.
That's
they want
right.
Everything. I don't know. It's just money, money, money. Everyone wants money.
You must
God dang.
You must cut your nipple off in order to watch the fights. Yes.
It just, I mean, fine. It's probably a good business deal, like you said. But I don't like WWE. I never really have.
Yeah.
Truthfully, it's more about, I don't know. Some people do, but it doesn't excite me. Boxing's more exciting than WWE.
Okay.
And that's a big thing for me.
Well, I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, it's not fighting, right? It's just a show. That's all it is. So, yeah.
I just don't want the UFC to end up like that. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't think it will, but I hope not. It's a sport.
Think about how many people say that UFC is fixed now. That is going to triple, quadruple after this merge. You're going to hear, it's just going to be ad nauseum. That's going to be the worst part of this, I think. It's just constant. Everyone's going to say it's fixed. It's fixed. It's like, oh my God. We're going to hear this over and over again. I'm not looking forward to that.
I'm not looking forward to that either. That's probably what's going to happen if close matches or, like you said, stuff happens. They're going to say, oh, it's fixed. It's fixed,
Mm-hmm.
When we know it's just like bad reffing or bad judging. I don't know. Yeah, it's the same. Oh, about the PFL. Yeah, my friend just signed.
In PFL?
Ben Eagley. Yes.
Nice.
So it's going to be on the April 14th card, it says on ESPN.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, you got to remind us when that rolls around.
Yeah, I hope he does good. I'm not sure he's going to be fighting at welterweight or lightweight because he was always welterweight. Then I think he dropped down to lightweight. I forgot what organization he's been with last time, but yeah, I hope he does good. I'm rooting for him. Oregon boy, Northwest.
Okay.
He's got great skills, but PFL is, wow, that's big time.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but I am kind of surprised. He's been working on it for quite a while. He's been around, so he's not new to the game, but he's not getting any younger either. Sorry, Ben.
All right. Well, listen, like I said, when he rolls around in the PFL, let us know. We'd like to know, how he does.
April 14th, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Said it'd be on ESPN, so.
Good stuff. All right.
Well, I hope he does good. That's all I gotta say. I think it's really cool, and I just nothing but good thoughts and hope everything goes good, because with everything that's been going on when the pandemic and all that shit hit, his place, his gym stuff got hit pretty good, like everybody knows, like everybody else's. But yeah, he's got a family too, so
yeah. Well, we saw an upset with Yoko, that Irish kid. You just never know. You never know. Some people could come in there, massive underdogs or whatever, and pull up upsets, and next thing you know, they're on their way to the millie. So who knows? Maybe he'll do well.
Yeah, I don't know who he's gonna fight. I don't know yet because he didn't put that, but I hope so. I hope it's like that. I have a feeling he's going to be an underdog because, you know, he hasn't been in Bellator and he hasn't been in UFC. He hasn't been, you know, like I said, King in the Cage and some couple other ones. I can't remember the names. Organizations that are not as big, of course, as UFC, Bellator, and the other ones. But I'm not saying the guy can't fight. He can fight. So, he, like you said, it only takes once, you know. And hey, he's on his way to that $1 million. So.
Yeah. Hope I wish him the best. I hope he does well. All right, Ann.
Yep. All right, I'll let you go. Love you, my
All right.
host. Sorry I didn't say hi to everybody like usual, but I was busy going for my walk and dishing up dinner. So, but I was listening, as
you,
always.
Ann. All right, Ann. Have a
All
great
right.
night.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too. There's Ann H. Look at that. Look at Ann calling in. All right. She's not happy about the WWE. She's not happy. She don't like it. She's not into it. Kevin from Chicago. You there?
How are we doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How you doing?
Good. I'll get right down to it. I'll talk about this big merger, big time business move.
Yes.
Big time business.
Wrestling.
What's shocking to me is $12 billion. I didn't know the WWE was worth that much. I thought they were a little bit lower. I mean, UFC is only $9 billion. So they said they're going to merge them, combined for $21 billion. I didn't know WWE was still as big, but what a powerhouse!
Well, they're saying $9 billion that they bought it for, the WWE, which is still a lot of money.
Oh, and the UFC's $12 billion.
That's what they're saying. What the UFC's worth now, yeah. So they sold it for $4 billion, and now it's worth 12. And the WWE now is worth, well, yeah, it sold for 9 point something billion. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're doing big numbers in the desert over there. That's where they make a lot of money.
Yeah. When you're filling out, when you're selling out like 80,000 seat arenas, you're doing something right. You know.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Do you think it's like the same fan base? Is it a crossover fans or what?
What do you mean?
Are the fans of the same sport? The WWE, MMA, they're both fans of the same thing. They're going to coexist, commingle, or it's still going to be a kind of separation? What do you think?
I honestly think there's, of course, going to be fans going back and forth, but I do think it benefits the UFC more. I feel like the transition from a WWE fan over to the UFC is easier than a UFC fan transitioning to WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, I as a UFC fan, I don't see myself being like as hardcore a WWE fan. I just don't see it. I see the other way, though, a lot easier route.
Yeah, I can see that too.
You know?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing how that plays out, how they're going to do that. Maybe a new streaming platform or something. They're going to try to do something like that. I don't know what they're going to do. But I'll talk about this card real quick. I agree with you. It's just not I don't think it's going to do a big numbers, be a big card. You got Israel Adesanya, who lost 3 times in a row. You got Jorge Masvidal, 3-loss win streak, 3-fight losing streak. Against Gilbert Burns, not a big name. It's just, this fight card, I just don't see it. It's good for us, casuals, or the hardcores, we're going to buy in. We're interested because we want to see if Izzy's going to get smoked right off into the sunset, if he can get it back. But other than that, it's nothing too big. It's so-so.
Yeah, it's going to do great. The gate will be fine because it's in Miami. They'll sell out. But pay-per-views, it's not going to do great. It's not.
No, it's not. Definitely not. I mean, I feel like the last card that actually got me up was that Volkanovski versus Islam. Other than that, nothing really, nothing too big. You know what I mean? Hasn't been too. That's what I'd say. Colby Covington is going to come in and save the UFC. He's the only one that can bring us back.
And to make it clear, though, it's not like this card's going to suck. Okay, I don't know. Maybe you think it is. I'm not saying this card's going to suck. What I'm saying is I don't think it's going to be juicy enough for a massive pay-per-view. I don't think that's the case. I do think there's great fights on this thing. I think we're going to be entertained and delighted as we go through the night. But I don't feel the juice is going to be there. You know, like that Islam fight, like you made, like that Islam versus Volk. There was just so much on the line there
that no matter what the card looked like, it didn't matter. The juice was there. Whereas this, I mean, this is the 4th time these guys have been fighting each other. Like, it's like Alex and Izzy, you know, as people could be running to the pay-per-views. No. But do you think that, like, the matchups and stuff like that, do you feel that it is entertaining with a card, or do you think the card just sucks?
I think it's going to be good fights. I definitely going to be good fights. It's just it's just one of those things where you're not invested. You're not emotionally invested, but I definitely think it's going to be big fights. Masvidal's never in a boring fight. He always shows up. I think he's still going to, I mean, it could be boring if he gets just taken down and kind of out-grappled. That main event definitely going to be an exciting fight. Yanez versus Font. I think that's definitely going to be an exciting fight. That is definitely probably going to be the most exciting of the 3. And then who else? There's some other good fights. It just, as far as the name recognition, the investment, it's just not there. That's why I said someone like Kobe gets you invested, really puts it on the line, makes you want to tune in. That's someone like that. The McGregor versus Chandler fight, that thing is definitely going to get me invested. But other than that, it just, I'm going to tune in because it's going to be exciting, but it's not. It's one of those things where you're not emotionally invested. They don't get you emotionally invested. Other than that, I got one final thing to say. Kobe Covington, did you see that tweet? I saw something he said. He's hitting on Wei Li Zhang, Zhai Li Wang.
No, what did he say?
Did you see that?
No.
He said beautiful under one of her pictures. he called her beautiful.
Wait, was it the picture? There was an old picture of her where she actually looked attractive. Hold on. I think I know what you're talking about. But wait, Colby, hold on, let me see this. Did he retweet it?
On Instagram.
Oh, it's on Instagram? It's
no,
not
it's on it. It was on her latest Instagram post.
Right,
he's like, beautiful. Oh my gosh. He's usually not doing that. He's usually not
with this guy's nuts. Yeah, she actually looks cute here. Like, this is 2015 though. Is this beautiful? Yeah. That's when she
before the shaved head and whatnot.
Yeah, when she looked like a female, yeah.
Kind of like Rose before she shaved her head. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Keep your hair,
Here
man.
she is now. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's growing back. It looks like she's growing it back. I like Wei Li though.
Yeah, we'll see.
I like her.
Yeah,
okay.
Me too. All right, peace out.
All right, be good, man. This Kevin from Chicago calling in. All right, who's next? What do we got here? Who's on the line? All right, I'm just trying to go in order here. Did that fall out? Savage, you there?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, Savage? What's going on? Sausage, excuse me. Sausage, what's going on?
What's going on?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Fucking Jorge Masvidal again, man. And talk about retirement shit. Wasn't he just on Joe Rogan be like, yo, Joe, before it's all said and done, it's over. I'm gonna run it back with Kobe. I'm gonna go have full force and shit.
Hold on a second. Are you far away from your phone or? Hold on.
Sorry, this is a new phone.
Oh, okay. It sounds a little distant. That's all. Okay, what were we saying again? Sorry.
Wasn't Jorge just on fucking Joe Rogan talking about before everything's said and done, he retires, that he's gonna run it back with Kobe and he's gonna fucking really take it to him this time?
Yeah, now he's talking about retirement. Yeah.
Yeah, he never wanted a fucking rematch. He's just talking shit.
Yeah, he's trying to keep that brand going, trying to keep it. I don't know. I didn't watch his interview with Rogan. Was there anything worth watching on there?
I just saw a couple clips from it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't watched the whole episode of Joe Rogan in quite a long time. I just watched clips here and there.
Yeah, Will Harris. That's the last one I watched, the whole thing. Other than that, I don't really watch him or listen.
And is he really gonna fucking retire without defending that BMF title? I mean, fuck, come on, dude.
I don't really need him to defend it, to be honest. We could just forget that even ever happened.
Yeah, it kind of is a joke about good riddance to it, I guess.
Yeah, so especially how that fight ended with the cut and Dr. Stoppage. It's like, and it was kind of one-sided. It's just like it was a mess from the beginning. That whole situation.
Is he talking like just retiring from fighting altogether, or like he wants to go to boxing or something else?
He says he loses, he retires. That's the quote. Like, he is done. And it makes sense, too, because he's 38. It's in Miami. So it would be a fitting farewell, you know, if he laid down the gloves in Miami.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. So you think they're going to fucking utilize the WWE writers for the fucking fighters and shit? So they can pump up the fucking press conferences, make them fucking entertaining?
They should. They should tap into that a little bit. Yeah. Feed the fighters lines. Yeah, they should. They definitely should.
Shame that didn't happen when Chael was still with the fucking UFC. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, could you imagine? I mean, Chael still. I mean, what? He's still what? He's only 46, right? You got guys in their 50s. Chael, who knows? Maybe Chael makes an appearance in the WWE. That'd be fun. That would have been great.
If he hasn't done it by now. If he hasn't done it by now, I don't think he's gonna do it.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah, when it was peak Chael, that would have been something special.
So they're gonna use USADA now on the WWE guys.
That's the question. I don't like. I'm not sure how this works, because if you're gonna have guys crossing over, they got to be in the testing pool. I would imagine everyone would be pissing hot on the WWE roster. Like, there's no possible way Logan Paul is clean. There's no way. That guy is just too jacked.
The only people that are going to cross over is probably Logan Paul and Brock Lesnar. Other than that, I don't see anybody else from the fucking WWE going over to UFC. I mean, look what fucking happened to CM Punk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm not too familiar with the other guys, so I wouldn't even know.
I don't know a whole lot of them, but shit, from what I've seen, most of them look like they couldn't really fight their way out of a paper bag in real life.
Yeah, I would imagine. Like, they're athletes, but they're not ready for an octagon. But I do think Logan Paul, if you put the right guy in front of him, I do think that they could market him away and make him a similar to, like, not exactly the same as Brock Lesnar, because Brock is just he's just ferocious, right? Whereas Logan Paul is kind of goofballish. But still, I still think that Logan Paul would be massive if he goes over to the UFC and does some stuff over there. That would be crazy money.
Who do you think they would put him against, Conor?
It would be some lopsided nonsense, I'm sure. He'd probably be massively oversized compared to who the hell he's fighting. But I don't think they would put him against anyone big. I don't know. I think they would start slow, you know? But who knows? I mean, who the fuck? I mean, what the hell weight class is this guy to? I don't know what he walks around at. He's got to be 200 plus. Like, how much does this guy weigh, Logan Paul? I don't even know. It's a big kid.
For the Mayweather fight, he got like 170 something, I think.
He's 170. Well, I don't think he hit 170 at the Mayweather. Did he?
He got down pretty good, I think, for the Mayweather fight.
If he hit 170, I'd be shocked. That dude is massive. He's a big boy. Well, I think it's inevitable. I do feel like the prediction is going to come true. The mysticalness is going to kick in, and Logan Paul will be in an octagon competing in some way.
Maybe Kobe goes over WWE and faces him.
That would be interesting.
Oh, you know he's going over there at some point.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Fucking heel. He's already done some fucking pro wrestling shit, like some small promotion back in the day when he trying to get like Woodley's attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love to see Colby Covington stutter through a promo in WWE. He could have a stuttering bit. Like, didn't Goldust had what? It was Tourette's. Colby will be stuttering.
Yeah.
He'll be the stuttering heel.
I remember that when they had him partnered up with Booker T.
Yeah.
That was the best fucking tag team.
Colby will be the next Goldust. He'll be the stuttering heel.
Back when it was actually fucking watchable. I tried watching it like sometime last year. Like, WWE's completely unwatchable these days. At least back in the day, it was like funny and shit. They had bits, but
yeah, it sucks. It's terrible. I'm not into it. It's just not me. It's not. Like, I like theatrics. I like craziness, but I want to see real fights at the end of the day. I don't want to see some fucking 45-minute fake wrestling. I don't need that. It's okay. There's I don't know. But I am interested in seeing what kind of mix we're going to have here. I'm curious how this is going to intertwine with the UFC. Many possibilities.
Yeah, we'll have to just wait and see. And fucking, have you seen Vince now? He looks like a fucking cartoon villain about to tie a fucking woman to train track or something.
Yeah, he's 77. He went hardcore on the hair dye.
Mustache.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it. Let's see. Yeah, it's really creepy looking. Hold on, no, that's not it. Let's see, Vince McMahon. Where are you? Let's see if I can find that picture. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's really wild, man. Like it doesn't even look like him anymore. It looks like if he was in a coffin and they filled him with formaldehyde and dyed his hair and stuff, like that's what it feels like. It's like an animatronic. It's not the real Vince McMahon, you know. You're really cutting out, by the way. It's like.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's weird.
I guess the new phone kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's a little choppy. But that's Vince McMahon. It doesn't look anything like him. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But he's 77, so give him a break, right?
Fucking facelift didn't do him any favors.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about when I was watching this interview, and they kind of actually went at him a little bit about his sexual harassment allegations. They actually gave it to him.
No, it wasn't sexual harassment. He paid off some bitches he was fucking with company money.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
That's what I
heard.
Wow. Is that what it was? Holy shit. So he's just had some side bitches?
Oh, he's been banging the fucking female wrestler for quite a while.
Man, I think what's more impressive is he's 77. He's still getting it up. Good for him. Good stuff. Yeah, Vince. I mean, you would think with all the steroids he pumped into his body, nothing would work downstairs. Like everything would just be just useless, just dangling between his legs. Good for him. I guess when you're worth $9.3 billion, you could get anything to work, right?
Yeah, to recoup that money he lost on the fucking XFL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't even know if that's doing anything right now. I haven't watched one game.
Yeah, I watched like part of a game.
No good?
Not really that big into football anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing, if Izzy loses, does he retire?
No. I'm going to say Izzy does not retire. He's going to be emotional, but he won't retire. Not yet.
I think he's going to fucking grapple him. He's going to turn to fucking Khabib.
Oh, yeah, he's grappling. There's no doubt about it. You see him training, Yeah, that shit's going to hit the ground.
He can't lose again, dude. He can't fucking lose that shit again. He's going to just make it as boring as he can, whatever he has to do to fucking get the victory.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck knocking him out.
Yeah, it's probably going to look different, this fight. It probably will. I'm curious to see what Izzy's going to bring to the table. I hope it's interesting. But who are you picking?
I'm not sure yet. Because, like I said, Izzy's probably going to grapple with him, but fucking Pereira's a fucking scary motherfucker, dude, with that knockout power.
Yeah.
Just takes one goddamn punch to set it off.
That's right. That is correct. All right, Savage. Or Sausage, excuse me. Have a good night, man, all right?
Yep. Later, Thomas.
Okay. I think people are getting tired, man. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it was getting depressing, these calls. Let's see what else we got over here. We got 2 more calls, and we'll let them in. Manny C, is that you? No, Comic Unicorn. I thought it was Manny C. Comic Unicorn.
Yes, hey, how's it going, Moss?
I'm doing well. Savage kind of depressed me a little bit there. Can you cheer me up?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Actually, there's a lot of good things happening in my life right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm applying to optometry schools here in Texas.
Oh, okay, good for you.
And yeah, I'm looking to. I mean, I sent in my application a week ago, waiting to, get some information back from them so I can get an interview opportunity.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm excited. I feel confident that I'm going to get in. So that's what's going on with me right now.
All right, good for you. All right, good stuff. All right, so talk to me about a little UFC action now.
UFC action. Well, as you know, I'm an Izzy guy, and I gotta be honest. I'm nervous for this one. I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very unsure. I hate to sound depressing with this, Moss, but
don't depress me now.
Yeah, I'll try. Okay, all right.
Be
Okay,
optimistically.
fine. So enough.
Yeah.
I'll change it up. Enough of this negative Nancy
That's right.
bullshit. Okay, Izzy's gonna finally get his due. He's finally gonna get a win. Now, is it gonna be easy? Of course not. I mean, we know, we've seen it 3 times now. Izzy can have the perfect fight for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 24 minutes, but all it takes is one from Alex, right? The nuclear option.
Yes.
However, conventional wisdom says, he's tried to fight him on a technical level, try to point fight him. Didn't work. He lost the decision. He's tried to be aggressive. Didn't work. He got knocked out. Even in his last fight, same thing happened. So conventional wisdom says that he's going to have to take this fight to the ground, make Pereira uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yes, of course, I've seen the videos of Izzy training extensively on the ground, his wrestling, his jiu-jitsu. The reason, though, why I don't think it's going to be super easy, why he's not going to just go out there, go for a blast double or anything, is because of the fact that you can train it as much as you want in the gym or in sparring or in practice. It's a completely different thing doing it in the actual fight. Not to mention the fact that Alex Pereira is essentially a light heavyweight fighting at middleweight. I mean, the guy's enormous.
Yeah, he's scary, for sure.
He is scary for sure. And again, he's got that nuclear option. But if he's able to mix in some offensive grappling and offensive wrestling, I think it can really change things. I mean, we've seen it all the time. The grappling, the takedown threat is a real thing. I mean, you see wrestlers who may not have the most refined striking, but I mean, with that takedown threat, I mean, they can make even some of the best strikers in the world, a little bit tentative on the feet. And I feel like if he's able to do that against Alex, make him pay. Like every time he throws that left hook, go for some sort of takedown, make Alex a little hesitant. Because in the last fight, I mean, he did take Alex down, but it was off of a mistake that Alex made. But if Izzy attacks him, if he threatens him with something, not just clinching, like threatens him, like go for a single, double, something, something to deter him, and maybe Izzy can have a chance. Maybe Izzy can have a chance to maybe land a good shot, or maybe he can, play it safe and hold him down and control him.
Yeah, listen, the grappling is going to be key. It really is. I do feel, and who knows, Pereira might have honed in on his grappling with working with Glover. There's going to be a lot of that. I saw in the chat there's going to be no wrestling. There will. It's happening. Like, it will happen over here. Izzy is going to use every single tool to get this win. He is literally going to leave everything inside the octagon. So this fight is very fascinating. This is not going to be Izzy striking and dancing and trying to circle and get in and get out. No, this is going to be a scrap where we find out who is the more well-rounded fighter. This is it. It's all on the table. So it's a fascinating matchup. And if I was an Izzy fan too, I'd be nervous. Of course, he hasn't won one. I mean, he's had positive things you can take out of the fights, but at the end of the day, he's lost them all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could even make an argument that Izzy is a more technical, more skilled striker.
You can, yes.
But at the end of the day, he's still 0-3, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is true.
I mean, I gotta admit too. I mean, it's a tough position for Izzy to be in. He's hurt Alex on 2 occasions now, but he hasn't been able to come away with a win. And that's another good point. Glover's retired, so he's got all the time. He's got more time to train with Alex.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another X factor. I don't know, man. I mean, it's still a 50-50 fight. I've got faith in Izzy that he can pull this off. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way. But it is what it is. This is what it is when you're watching some of your favorite fighters. It's ride or die. At least that's my philosophy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's a lot more fun when you have a horse in a race, and Izzy's your guy. You'll be rooting him hard. You got to be so excited about this main event, and you have a chance at redemption here. Not many people get a 4th chance, So good luck, man. I hope you have a good night.
Yeah, let's fucking go. And yeah, I'm just glad to have called in. Real quick on the WWE thing. I think I'm of the same mindset as you. I don't think there's any harm in this. I don't think it's going to harm the UFC. I mean, the more attention the UFC gets, the better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we want the sport ultimately to grow.
Sure.
And I really don't see any harm in this happening.
Yeah, like I really tried to sit here and break it down, the pluses and minuses. Even before the stream, I'm trying to say, okay, what's my final conclusion from this? And I honestly think this doesn't hurt us. I don't. Now, I could be completely wrong, and they skyrocket the prices, and the circus gets a little too overboard, you know, and then we kind of lose the beauty that is the UFC. It's possible, but I still think that we're in good hands. I think Dana White is annoying with this power slap. He's getting a little older. He can't hear, but still, at the end of the day, as long as Dana White's in the picture, I still have faith, and I still have hope.
Exactly, and as fans, we'll get through it. However, I will say though, you know, knock on wood that the price doesn't go up higher anytime soon.
Yeah, I think it is though. When I started thinking about ESPN is not done until 2025, you're probably going to have a couple more hikes, and then it's going to get interesting. When the contract is up, what is next? Like, what's the next move, you know? Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed for sure.
Okay.
But anyways, thank you so much, Moss, and have a very good night.
You too. There we go. Comic Unicorn. Let's go, champ.
Wonderful.
Okay. I want to thank everyone for calling in. The reason why we're going 3 hours strong is because the donations were through the roof tonight. So we're going a little late. We're going a little deep. We're doing a little overtime over here. And it's because of you, the people that hit the likes, the people that freaking financially support us. You are the reason why we go long in the streams. And we're going to end with one final call over here. And this person is Tropical. He's Tropic Tom coming in. The final call of the evening. Tropic Tom.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on, Tropic? How's it going?
Man, I'm having to dig deep here. Everybody was being a downer, and I wasn't feeling so hot. It was going on. And I thought for sure I'd be stuck behind a 30-minute call from Chicago, but here I am. I made it on, right?
Yeah, it was a long and grinding process, but you're here. You're the anchor of the calls.
I'm bringing us home, so I got to raise it up. All right. So my serious question was in my dono, but you misunderstood it, and then it got covered a little bit with the other guys, and I knew that CM Punk had gone from WWE to UFC, and Lesnar did it, but I wasn't aware of anybody else, and I was curious if you thought anybody else might. But you brought up Logan Paul. And I don't know if there would be anybody else that might go that direction. You took it as I was asking about would we get cross-pollination with the fan base.
Oh, okay.
And I was talking about the fighters.
Okay.
So we know the UFC fighters can go that direction, but I haven't seen it very often that you get a WWE guy that wants to man up and take the licks.
Logan, it made so much sense before, and it makes even more sense now. You got Prime already in the cage. You got Logan attached over there. You got Logan kicking ass in WWE. Everyone's loving what he's doing over there, being a heel, flying around the ring. Logan says he has interest going over to the Octagon. I mean, if the UFC could put together a softball fight for this guy and throw him over to the Octagon, it would be one of the most massive pay-per-views, because now you have your claws in the fucking grasp of the fucking WWE fans. You could literally just drag them over with cross promotion. No brainer.
Yeah, one more kind of serious one, and it's related to the UFC guys headed to WWE. Aren't most? I don't even watch WWE. I'm only marginally familiar with, but aren't most of those guys pretty big boys? I mean, a whole bunch of the male roster, I don't think would be able to put on a show. They're just going to look tiny or something in the WWE, wouldn't you think?
I mean, yeah, they are huge. They are. But, like, I'm not as familiar either. I don't know their size. I don't know. I think the biggest problem is the steroids. Like, all these guys are on the sauce. You know, I know they have some sort of steroid thing. People have popped for steroids in the WWE, but I would imagine the testing is very light. I would imagine it's not like USADA.
Yeah, because the one, and I want to get your thoughts on this. The one product I want to see, okay? I want to see the Nate Diaz action figure with posable middle fingers. That's what I need, man. But I just don't know if they could stick him in the WWE ring.
He would work though. You don't have to be massive because you do have. You had Floyd Mayweather play around over there one time. You do have little guys go in there and do crazy things. It's all acting, you know. So Nate Diaz would be massive. That'd be nuts. And you can't, like, we don't know what's up with Nate. He's still a free agent. So we could possibly, with this move, this could set up Conor Nate 3, rolling him over not only in the UFC, but then Conor Nate 4 in WWE. Like, that is very possible.
So some funsies for the lightning round to kind of tie it up. Do you think we can get Mike Jackson a heel job in the WWE?
Oh my God, Mike Jackson. I hope we never have to mention his name ever again. I'm so over Mike Jackson.
So the Rosas Jr., he's got the skills. Do you think he's going to be the male version of Cyborg, a talented fighter with a face only a mother could love?
I got to be very careful. Every time I make fun of the looks of Rosas Jr., I get filleted. I mean, he does have a shoe face, but I'm a big fan. I think that, like, I think people forget, like, even though I'm coursing around about Rosas Jr., right? His look is what makes him interesting. If this guy did not look like this, I don't think the juice would be even as big. Yes, he's got the Mexican pride. He's young. He's very talented. But because he's so unique looking, that helps too. That's massive. You remember this guy. Oh, the guy that looks like a foot. Yeah, I know. I know that guy.
So more lightning round. So as excited as Jess gets for the WMMA and for the boxing and stuff, if God forbid you guys have to try to do a live stream for a WWE event, do you think she can get the energy up to call one of those things, or that's going to be
we might lose her
at all costs?
She cannot play along with this. She will fall apart, and she will definitely let WWE have it. I've actually fallen apart. Usually I can hold it together, but I can't even hold it together with WWE. So I can't imagine a world with Jesse. You'd be like, this is amazing. I think it would be a rough watch. Both of us.
Semi-serious question. Do you think now with this merger that this pretty much puts the timer on Dana's career? He's pretty much going to target retirement for when this finally gets nailed down and starts spinning up?
You know, I was thinking about this today. Vince McMahon is 77 years of age, and he's still kind of kicking it. He's still hanging in there. Dana White's, what, 50, I don't know, 2, 1? I have no idea. I think Dana's going into his 70s. I don't think Dana's going anywhere. I think we're going to see this guy.
So do you think Dana will get Vince's sloppy seconds then?
Yeah, I think there's going to be more nonsense coming out of the woodworks and him with ring girls or whatever. Yeah, possible. But I don't think Dana's going anywhere. I don't.
Cool. Well, I'll wrap it up. I don't want to keep you on too long. Hopefully I raised the spirits a little bit with a little bit of mirth and shenanigans. But great show. Glad you're back on the channel, and keep it up, man.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. All right, Tropical Tom coming in. We hit the 3-hour mark. I enjoy talking to the people, the MMA holes. I appreciate it. Dana White's going nowhere. Unless it's like an illness, unless something happens. He does have a problem with his hearing. That seems to be progressively getting worse. But I think Dana, I don't think he wants to be home with the family. I think that's the last place he wants to be. I think he wants to be out there growing this business and this brand and constantly setting goals and crushing those goals and saying incredible a million times. That's where I see Dana. And honestly, I don't want Dana to go anywhere because he has been I'm laughing because what the fuck? I'll show you what I'm laughing at. He said go into Discord, so I guess that's Kayla Harrison, and there's, if you could zoom in, you can see that. What else is in Discord? I gotta preview it before. What is? Wait, Alex might have bad luck on his side. Wait, is that Ice Poseidon and Alex Pereira? What the fuck? Why is Ice Poseidon with Alex Pereira? Oh, was he in Miami? Okay. Dude, what is that about? So Ice Poseidon's a YouTuber, IRL guy. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is... Who put this in there? Damn Savage. This is actually pretty fucking funny. Oh, my God. I got to send this. Dude, I got to send this to Jordan. I got to fucking send this to Jordan. Dude, that's fucking hilarious. Here you go. The next big thing in WWE. Jordan, the Monkey King Levitt. Yes. Jordan would, if he hasn't seen that yet, I'm sure he's going to love that. All right. All right, guys. Hey, thank you. Listen. Wrestle Talk Podcast. Who's Wrestle Talk Podcast? Let's check them out. I was about to shut this thing down, but let's see who wrestle. I gotta get accustomed to this stuff. Wrestling Podcast. Wrestle Talk Podcast. Let's see. Wrestle Talk Podcast. Wrestle Talk Podcast. 75. Oh, they got around the same as us. They're not live. Do they talk about, let's see. I don't get it, man. Dude, I don't know how you could have a channel just devoted to WWE. Like, I just don't get it. Heel Turn, Live Reactions, Wrestle Talk Podcast. Wrestling Podcast. What's the point? Pure Emotion. Like, what the fuck? Hey, man, I wish them all the best, man. I don't know the kids, like, or the guys or whoever's running it. But, dude, like, could you imagine, like I think about this, right? I'm going to be going into my 50s on YouTube, doing content, talking about the UFC. But I love it. I love the UFC. I love the sport. I couldn't imagine, like, fucking talking about WWE. Like, I have to talk about it now because it's linked to the UFC, but exclusively WWE content. Ugh. Oh, my God, dude. You're got to be a special type of person to do that. All the best. I hope you guys do very well. All right. We'll be back live on Wednesday on this channel. We're going to be reacting to the UFC pay-per-view on Saturday, UFC 287. So make sure you hit the like if you're not subscribed. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Share the stream. Just hit the share button. Put it on your social media platforms and say, hey, listen, if you like the UFC or even if you're into WWE, you might want to hear this show. Just share it out there. It helps us tremendously. And say, hey, I like this YouTube channel. Maybe you'd like it too. Okay? Share it out. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to the chat. Killing it deep into the stream. On a Monday night, people got work. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. And we're just going to go out nice and smooth like this. Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole. Let's go, champs.
I'm coming. I'm coming!